Welcome back to the True Gamer Podcast, the podcast hosted by two gamers for you, the True Gamers. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with my bro, the inverted gamer himself, Sheps. Bro, how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Do you know what, bro? Recently, I've been like in the past 4 days.
Yeah.
I've had this like massive high and slump and high again.
Okay.
Maybe
the drugs.
Exactly. Oh, done. All right, I'm good.
You've
I'm
been
back.
snorting your pre-workout, haven't you?
Just snorting it instead of actually drinking it. No, started to go back to the gym, and obviously that gives you a good feeling and stuff like that. And I've started to feel good about myself. Then I had a really.
You're beautiful, bruv. Don't worry.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Don't change for. Allow. Audio versions, you just missed saying.
You just missed out. They need to go to the YouTube version. No, I got a little bit sick and tired of my Twitter mentions. I don't know if you saw. I didn't make a big deal about it.
I haven't seen it.
I put a little announcement in Discord, but I didn't tag people. I just put it in there in case anyone was to see what's going on. I was just annoyed because I'd got to the point of my Twitter mentions where there are people out there that are joking with me.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's all cool. We're all good. Who only interact with me to either correct my mistakes that I make in typos, or to directly oppose me just for the lols.
Yes.
But then I have a group of people who don't care about me at all, who are just like randoms and assholes of the internet, who just oppose me. So then that was all of my Twitter mentions, just people opposing me and correcting my typos.
People you don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, and I got sick and tired of it. I was like, do you know what? And I say like, I'm actually right now not looking at my Twitter mentions. I might say something like I posted my video of me at the gym the other day, and that's it. Yeah. I'm out of it. Because I know it's only going to be someone saying something, either saying something dumb or not saying anything at all. And I don't care if you don't want to interact with me. No problem. But if you are gonna like see me or something like that, make a conversation about something. Like if I go and say something about a game that's coming out, hey, be like, oh, Joe, I'm really excited for that as well. Do you know what's really cool about this?
You're stupid. It's gonna be shit.
That's the only kind of response I would ever get, and I reached my limit.
I think Twitter's changed something because I've been getting a bunch of those random comments, and it might be like every now and then it's something where like Twitter's shown me like someone that follows me has liked my tweet and it's shown that tweet to their audience, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, this person follows Diogo or D or whoever, or Wames. And sometimes it's like, this person doesn't follow you, they don't follow anyone you know, they just found your tweet, and they have, like you said, they have written something and somehow have nothing to say. Like, what? Also, like, to be very clear, we grew up on the internet, right?
Yeah.
I do not have thin skin. The issue is saying nothing at me.
Yeah.
Like at least if you're gonna be combative, at least be combative. At least really lay into me so I can pick you apart down to your very freaking soul.
Exactly. The way
but there's nothing in it.
We've been trained to this whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's the other side of things as well, where like this isn't just Snyderverse related, but it happens with everything that I love now. Every game that I love, every
I know what you're gonna say.
I love anything where someone is just out of nowhere, and I don't understand this urge that some people have out of nowhere to openly just hate on something, and then compare it and something they don't like in the first place, and just rip it to shreds.
Yep.
So like, if for example, if I was to say, I'm going to use the Snyderverse thing as the example,
It's a perfect example for this.
out of nowhere, they'll just be like, man, the Batman really is the best Batman, and Ben Affleck's thing is the worst thing in the world. And I'm like, you could have just said the Batman is the best thing I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Completely fine tweet right there. Yeah. You don't need to go rip down the other thing. When I prefer Ben Affleck over the Batman. You don't see me doing that every single day where I'm out there like, bruv, Ben Affleck fucked the Batman, didn't it? The Batman is dog shit compared to this.
But there's one difference from what you're saying. Because you're correct. But they take it a step further, which is randomly and unsolicited, they knock on your front door, you open it. Hi, have you heard that the Batman is so good, it makes Ben Affleck look like an amateur? Why does he even have a job? He should probably just, top himself.
That's it!
What?
And I don't understand why that is always in my face, and I'm always getting that. And the other day I think it was there was another Superman rumor, and I was like, oh please tell me Henry Cavill's coming back. And then someone just comes along and is like, that's not even the real Superman. The real Superman is Tyler Hocho, and I was like,
and then they'll go and praise The Rock in Black Adam, bruv.
It's all just stuff like this, and I just like, do you know what? I've had enough because because there's definitely pros and cons to everybody.
Yeah,
pros and cons to Henry Cavill. You could have said, oh, he really does look like a great Superman.
Yeah,
maybe not my cup of tea, but whatever.
Yeah.
A
perfect example.
I'm mentioning Snyderverse a lot, but it's not. It's not always Superman and Batman. It could be anything.
Yeah.
I say God of War is my favorite game. Someone has to come out and say no. God of War isn't the best game. It wasn't even the best game that year. It was Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm like, it was a great game as well. I didn't say anything about them.
Yeah. I said I like this game the most. Well, you're an idiot. Blah blah. Well, why can't you just be like, oh, it was a really good game. I preferred Red Dead Redemption for these reasons. The cowboy stuff really speaks to me, and I love tuberculosis.
And,
like,
and I'm a decent person. I'll come back to it. I'll be like, Joe, that was a fucking great
moment. It's a great game.
And no, I wouldn't turn.
It's a great game. That's a top 10 infection.
But for some reason, top 10 in fact, top 5 for me.
All right.
If I was to get an infection, tuberculosis right up there. Just right under VD, but VD ain't around no more.
See what I mean? I think I genuinely believe that people on Twitter, most people and people that write stuff like that, have like trained themselves to miss the point, forget that like conversations are a two-way street. Even an argument is a two-way street, right? Especially debate, and also that like you don't need to be a douche about everything.
Everything,
right?
You don't have to be a douche about everything, and it just got to the point where my mentions were just that, so I've turned them off. I don't look at them. I'm so as I said in my message, I said that I'm not trying to ignore people. It's just unfortunately you guys are getting drowned out by all of these assholes. I'm on Discord. You guys are the great people anyway who I want to talk to, so if you're ever on Discord you can always ping me there, that's fine. But I can't.
I just think it's
Twitter
cute
anymore.
that you think anyone wants to talk to you. Talking to people we don't want to talk to.
Exactly.
Our super bros over on patreon.com/conversations that make this whole thing happen. Who do we have to thank?
Oh, that was a full lung.
I was all the way down there. I was worried they were going to collapse.
I was like, if you had
Help,
tuberculosis.
inflate them.
We have Diogo Dildo. Oh my god, it's all out of order again. I'm going to do it out of order just to throw everyone off.
Why did you do that? You used to make the list in your notes, and now you've gone to reading it off Patreon, and that's a mistake.
Let me explain to you what it is. So I've got this checklist, right? And every month, when it comes to the start of the month, I go into my notes and compare it to the Patreon thing, and I check them off as it goes on. But the thing is, iOS has got this stupid thing, and it's automatically turned it on. When you check the thing, it pulls it to the bottom. So it fucks up the whole order. And I'm like, I didn't ask you to change the order. Just fucking...
it's on my to-do list. I want to read down what I've ticked off. I don't want to see what I've got left. I want to see what I've got done.
Exactly. Just leave it where it was. So it's all out of order now. Diogo Dildo, Jeremy Renner, that's right, an official Avenger. Isak, the Ultimate Cum Song, Sabine from Smallville, the Star Wars Encyclopedia, Adam Sunling, Catsbird, the Friendly Patron, Mikey T, the Gamer Giant, Super Sus Ben Fryer, the Filthy Thief Fanatic, Joe McCormack, Clark, the 53rd, My Juicy Left Nut, the Super Sexy Producer Sean, and Gamsmaster, the Leader of the Empire, the Fearless One, the Great Lord Vader himself, step cousin, who isn't really involved in any way, but you know, he just likes to be mentioned, and he
just wants to like ride on the coattails of his like family name.
Like when people are like, Lord Vader's coming, he's in the background. He's like, oh, by the way, I'm coming too. He's on the hologram. Like, I'm here. No one cares.
Yeah, so you're a Skywalker. I'm more of like a cloud fast walk. Like a jaunt, maybe.
I'm a cloud glider kind of.
Cloud glider, like a air jogger.
Exactly. Right. Anyway, bro.
Yes.
Let's get this show kicked off.
Yeah.
Let's start off with a question.
Okay.
This is a question sent in by Diogo. basically replying to our last question we pitched in the last great debate of the controller and the
It's what we're
colours of
known
the face
for, yeah,
button.
yeah.
And Diego wants to ask the question: what are the colours of the face buttons on the DualSense controller to you? And he just knows how much we hate that it's changed. And the fucker's gonna push it in our faces.
Oh.
It's one of those things where right now anyone could just animate like flames just gradually rising as a.
I feel like the flames get like that freaking Elmo and the Doom music.
Fuckers, why they change it?
I absolutely hate that. And the worst thing is, like, I could at least understand it if they went with a color, but they've gone for like a beige gray.
Yes.
It's like they were like, what's a boring color? Gray. Let's make it worse. Let's make it beige gray.
Let's give it a little bit of a hue tint right there.
Why? You know how we washed out the colors so that people couldn't tell that red is red on the circle button? Yeah. I want you to do that to grey.
You mean the orange?
Wash out grey.
You mean the orange colour? You mean orange?
I can't actually tell if you're joking about this one. Like, I really don't know.
I don't need to joke. What are you talking about? But I'm not a comedian, okay?
That's true. That's true.
Fucker. So look, do you know what? There is a funny thing. So I actually like the controller, everything about it, even the face color, even the face buttons. But it's going from the best to something that's slightly less good.
Yes.
And when we've had the greatness of the colors, and it was such an iconic thing about PlayStation, such a cool thing.
Yeah.
Why would you? It must have taken balls to go. Okay, let's get rid of this iconic thing.
Yeah.
That we are known for, and just go for something simple.
Yep.
It's not like Apple. Apple, don't get me wrong, Apple was kind of, they had a multicolored thing and whatnot.
They've had a bunch of things. Or like, I'll tell you, one of the things about Apple that I understand, where it's like, should we or shouldn't we? The Apple. Right? Not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored for legal reasons. Yeah. We have no affiliation, blah, blah, blah. We just bum their products. Like, there was that discussion. It was actually a really serious sort of thing that they had to deal with, was, do you want it to be an Apple when it's shut and you're looking at it? Or do you want it to be an Apple when it's open and other people are looking at it?
Yeah.
Because it's your product, but it's their marketing. Now, I think that makes sense to do it that way, but it makes sense to do it either way.
Yeah.
Right? There's good arguments for it. This is obvious. Now that it's been done, you're like, okay, this is the clear, obvious decision.
Yeah.
But
had it been done the other way for the whole of time, you'd have been like, oh.
For example, Dell, right? Yeah. Their things say Dell or HP.
Yeah.
And that's like super obvious because you're like, well, it's writing, you're trying to show people what it is.
And be upside down.
Yeah, you don't want to, it's fine. But like this, it's like, it's an image.
Yeah.
There's a real debate going with it. So I don't know why people do this.
Yeah.
Especially for things that don't matter, The
biggest question, however, I don't understand how this just hasn't happened already. Because we've had other colors of controllers come out.
Yeah.
Why they haven't just come out with a classic one?
What's the deal with that?
They haven't just made a grey one. Bring back the colours for the face buttons. Coloured PS logo.
I'd buy 3, by the way.
Exactly. I don't know why they haven't done
PS logo. Oh my god, I missed that so bad. PS1 grey. PS1 grey. Coloured buttons. Coloured logo. You can even, we have to save money. Take the lights out of it. I don't care.
Exactly.
I mean, they're cool. Take the mic out of it. I don't care. Save money.
You don't even... This is the thing. They don't need to do any of that. Because all it is just the cosmetic stuff on top. Just... You're leaving so much money on the table, PlayStation.
I don't get why they do that, innit? Like the custom plates for the PS5.
Right.
Not needed. More than 3 colours. Come on. Or give me a PS1 grey plate. I'll buy that.
The thing that...
How is it they went purple, pink, orange, red, whatever, blue, and no one was like, do you know what would probably fuck pretty hard? PS1 grey. No.
Throw them out the window.
Sky frickin' Olympic purple or whatever they call it,
This is the thing. They've done these controversial, we'll say, moves of like $70 extra for games. Is that cool? Making movies of games, which is very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Very risky business move. The shit that's guaranteed to make them bucks. Bucks. Plates in the PS1 grey, a controller in PS1 grey with the face color buttons back.
Yep.
They're like, nah.
And we're not even talking about like their
we're not
custom covers. Like we're not talking about hydro dipping
No.
RDR2 stuff onto the PS5. Make it in grey.
Yeah. Same way you've done it in blue and this galactic purple and stuff like that.
Make it in grey.
It's just very slightly different to the white. That's all it is.
Yeah, pretty much. Just add a couple drops into the white plastic.
How have they just left that money on the table? Anyway, bro, let's kick it into our first topic, okay? Which I should start the timestamps for that. That might be an idea. You know?
That's definitely a thing.
See what happens there. Okay, this happened literally today, the day that we're recording this, 83 days away from God of War Ragnarok.
Can't wait to find out what happens as I'm literally on my way home.
The official Xbox Game Pass PC Twitter account changed their profile picture and made a tweet saying, hey, new profile picture. And I will send you the little link now if you like to see it. And it's on your Discord.
Yeah, boy. Anytime now.
It's just sent you PC. It's just sent you that. No, that's dumb.
Anytime now. See, here's one of those things where everybody's suffering. The guys watching it suffering. The audio virgins suffering.
Here we go. Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves, boys.
All right.
There we go.
So there's the link. And it has been very quickly deduced that it is Death Stranding in the background.
Yeah, well, the very first tweet right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the, Tom Warrens have figured it out. It's without the actual, obviously, without Norman Reedus carrying anything. It's just the background. But people have gone further and they've found that location in Death Stranding and they've proved that it is the one. Now, this is huge. Because Death Stranding...
This one idiot's like, it looks more like Starfield. You're an idiot. Look at it. Where's the space? He put up a tweet picture to show like the background.
Yeah.
And in the middle of it is a dude in a spacesuit, a space base, and a ship. Doesn't look anything like it. Oh my god, this guy found it.
And this is good graphics. What are you talking about?
Right.
It's not like dated technology. Come on. So this is huge. Because...
The dude found
I'm
it.
going to get this out. Yeah, he did. He literally
and
did.
put Norman Reedus pissing there. I'm sorry, please continue.
This is huge because Death Stranding not only was a PlayStation exclusive and then came to PC, it's actually a PlayStation IP. It's a PlayStation owned IP.
Yeah.
This is the first time... Actually, it's the first time that a PlayStation owned IP has gone to Xbox. Now, granted, this isn't going to Xbox, the console. It's only going to PC.
Didn't they
PC.
get Horizon?
Horizon...
Didn't they get Horizon for Zero Dawn? Forbidden West.
So it's gone to PC, but not to Xbox Game Pass PC.
Oh, that's it.
That's
my
the
bad,
thing.
my bad.
So
yeah.
it's on Xbox's Game Pass service for PC, which is the significant part. And I don't know how this has happened.
It's bizarre, isn't it? It's odd.
Because... any PC game going to Xbox Game Pass PC, no problem. I understand that. But specifically a PlayStation-owned one. Now, some people might say, MLB The Show is made by a Sony studio, but it's not PlayStation's IP. It's owned by MLB.
Yeah. Like Spider-Man, weirdly, like Spider-Man, first of all, is a Sony thing, not a PlayStation thing, and the divisions are separated. That's one thing.
Yeah, and even then, that's the movie rights.
Exactly.
So the game rights even belong to someone else. So, I mean, theoretically, then that would make sense if that was the one they come to Xbox Game Pass, because that's a Marvel-owned, essentially, IP.
And that's the thing in it. Like, Spidey has been a thing for like 40 years or something. Like, he's a universally beloved hero. Doesn't belong to anyone. He just happens to be on PlayStation right now.
Yeah.
This is an entirely PlayStation developed product.
Funded, developed, greenlit, owned, crucially owned by PlayStation. Like Kojima couldn't... If Kojima can't shop this out to somebody without PlayStation's go-ahead. And it's on Xbox's Game Pass for PC.
One thing where it does fit, obviously,
Weird.
it is bizarre, but where it does fit, for it being on Game Pass, obviously the game's no good.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing I wanted to run to, because when Death Stranding came out,
Yeah.
all the people obviously on the other side who couldn't get it.
It's just a walking simulator.
It's just a walking simulator. It's weird. It's stupid. Yeah, Kojima was just given a blank check and he made a crappy game. No one understood it.
No one said that.
This the thing. It was a Marmite game, right? So some people were
yeah.
obviously saying it was shit. Some people were saying it was great. Any normal person could see the quality there, but they may not just be their cup of tea, and that's what you have to say.
I'll tell you as someone that didn't like the game,
Yeah.
I do think it's very good, but I really didn't like it. I very didn't like it. I don't think they're capable of unpacking it. I really don't think the average Game Pass user, and we'll say Xbots as well. Like
Alpha.
the Xbots have no hope at all. They will not get it. As someone that didn't get it, right, and didn't like it, I think the average Game Pass user is not going to get it, and they're not going to be able to like experience it, see what it really is, and that's. I think it's going to come out and look like it doesn't do very well, and it's not because of the game, which again I don't like and didn't enjoy. Doesn't mean it's not good. I think the game's actually very good. Yeah. I just really didn't like it. Which why can't we get that? That's the tweet I wanted. Oh, I love Death Stranding, bro. I gotta tell you, it's an incredibly good game, but I just don't like it.
You would not work well on Twitter, I'm afraid.
Right,
it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
I don't think they can get it. And also, crucially, one of those weird things. I do think that the DS4 and 5 were part of it.
Oh yeah.
Because even on the PS4, you'd get like the hello through the controller.
Yeah.
Right? And you'd get the rumble packs going, and on the PS5 you get the haptic of the. And
you're walking over rocks and shit like that.
I think it's going to lose some soul if anyone plays with a Xbox controller from 1993.
Well, this is the reason why, like, a lot of games, people wonder why all of the games now are being reviewed on PlayStation 5 versus Xbox, is because you get these
I
extra
only paid
features.
them off. If Xbox had that kind of money, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's just that it should be, in theory, the identical experience, except you have the added immersiveness of the controller and extra things like that. That's the reason why they're doing it, so they want the more full experience. Now, to add more even puzzling stuff to this, it's like the game came out on PlayStation. It then came out on PC. They then made a director's cut that then came out again on PC afterwards. Yep. This game has been out. The people who wanted to play it have played it already.
Yes, they have.
As well as it being a Sony-owned product that makes it almost unimaginable to go to Xbox's PC Game Pass, because that's like almost validating their service almost.
Let me pitch you an idea.
Who else? Was there even a need for this? Was there a want for this? Why would Xbox even go, okay, we'll cut you guys a check because there's a market for this?
Yeah, there's two sides to this. This is my theory. Xbox have no games, so they need games. Also, it's a win.
Starfield just got delayed all the way into next year, so there's got nothing.
It's a win in the sense that we're taking something from PlayStation. This stuff, eventually, everything comes to Xbox, right? That's sort of like a win for them.
That could be. Yeah.
And on the Sony side, like you said, the game's been released twice on PC and on PlayStation in any format, and then technically twice on PS5 as well.
Yeah.
So it's technically, in a weird sense, been released 6 times.
Yeah.
Right? So anybody that wants to play it has played it. But if you were going to make a second one, and you need an influx of cash for the IP, take your competitors' money. You don't care if Xbox don't like it. Take the money, directly fund, or just put it directly into funding. It won't be enough, but use it to fund the next game.
That could be PlayStation's way of seeing it. It's like, Xbox really want to pay, I'm going to throw it
get the freak to
$5 million just so they can put it on their fucking service?
Yeah. That covers all of our mocap. Yeah, roughly speaking.
So we've already made all the sales, though.
Yeah.
Like, we can see, like, everyone who wanted to play it bought it. All right, we'll take another $5 million.
We will take this hit. So, you know.
Extremely terrible. We're gonna talk about Ghost of Tsushima later, and that's just this is so perfect.
You know, I put out a tweet about wanting. Somebody had made a post saying make a Predator movie, sort of like Prey, but set in feudal Japan with Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah.
As like who's like the Japanese samurai guy you're thinking of.
Whenever you think you like that guy,
he's so good though. I freaking love this dude. I'm a huge fan to the point where I know his name, right? And it's not an easy Japanese name for a lot of people. And I put it up and was like, I want this, right? And people initially, I just got ratioed. People were just like ratioed, just all comments, no likes. Yeah. But someone was like, oh, you know, samurai fight with a predator, that would really frick. And I was like, man, do what Fortnite did, because you know Fortnite will put anything in their game. Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, John Wick, it's all in there.
Yeah.
Give me a predator duel.
Come on.
I beg you, innit?
Come on.
Imagine you're there as Jin Sakai and you can duel a predator. You know?
That would be a great movie, I'll tell you that.
It hasn't
been done yet.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Apparently there's a new Prey movie that's out on it's on Disney Plus at the moment.
Yeah,
or something
Prey,
like that.
I think.
Prey.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good. Haven't seen anything of it.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things. I thought it was a caveman thing. Apparently it's not. It's Native American. So I had the
caveman as well.
Yeah, I was expecting to see mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and stuff. I'm like, that explains why the predator's here. But it's just it's not just. It's totally different. Native American.
Okay.
I say
just Native American.
I say just because I was expecting mammoths and saber-toothed tigers.
You can ignore them. Don't worry. Those are Shep's words. Quite right there.
I was expecting mammoths and saber-toothed tigers. That's all I'm saying. But apparently, I've heard mixed feelings about it. But apparently, it's pretty decent. Also, like I just think it's very difficult to go wrong with a predator.
Yeah.
You know. They have done it.
They have managed it.
The last couple of did you see the most recent Predator movie? I think it was just called Predators.
Yeah.
Where the predators come to steal autism or something. From like that's the gimmick for the movie. And then they also bring an Iron Man suit or something.
Steal autism.
Have you seen that movie? Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Tell me that's wrong. Is that's wrong? No, it's true. So that they managed to ruin it. So I don't think you can get much worse than that, which sucks because I love Predator 1 and 2, like the one with Arnie. I mean, it's Arnie in his heyday, and then the one with Danny Glover in New York. Like, oh, that's so good. And then they did this
classic Alien versus Predator, the best.
Right.
And then going back Prometheus, that was even better. Anyway, back to the Xbox Game Pass. I'm still so flabbergasted by this because it just that it's such a crazy world, especially when we're in the middle of them two warring it out and console warring it out. By the way, they pretend they're above it all, but they're console warring it right now in the Brazilian
it's all like
regulator market.
We're above it, but we'll set our lawyers on each other.
Right? They're all saying the same shit that people say online. They're like, oh, it's funny as well to see the reaction from the community as well, because in order to make their point, Xbox are openly saying that they are in last place.
I saw this, yeah.
That PlayStation is the market leader and that their dominance will unlikely change in the foreseeable future because they're that strong. And then the community is just like...
They're like, yeah, see? Sony are the bad guys.
But we've been saying that we're the market leader for this whole time. Anyway, it's super funny to see that stuff. But this is so strange, and while we could have called PlayStation games coming to PC, we could have called a subscription service coming from PlayStation. I could not in a million years have called this. In a million years have called this.
No, this is somewhat similar. It sort of relates very roughly. I'm sending you a tweet. This is going to make you really happy to read.
Okay.
I just want to get your reaction live on stuff. So you can read that and let me know what you think.
Oh, you just sent it to me?
Yeah, I'll send it to you on Discord. I'll see how happy that makes you. I knew it! Sorry, headphone users. Delicious.
So this, all right. So this is a timestamp right here. Let's put this down here then. Okay, so
good.
The Last of Us Part 1 remake for PS5 has gone out to reviewers for review now. The embargo goes live on the 31st of August and then comes out on the 2nd of September.
That's right.
So very soon, guys.
Very soon.
the number one person, now the people in the community have all been going mad about it, but the number one person who has any sort of like cult following that of idiots out there, Paris Lily, someone who I've on record said that I really dislike for his cringe factor.
I don't like the danger zone.
Oh my god. He has been given a copy of the game to review. The guy, and I really want to, this is the thing, I pray that he eats his words, because everything we've seen since his tweet, because it was his tweet that prompted them to come out and like show more of the game, to show how great everything is and how it's changed and stuff like that. If it comes out and he comes out and he goes, you know what, guys, it's actually really, really good, that will be my dream scenario, and I would not let it rest. I would not, but I fucking told you.
It's just funny because he's like this ardent Xbot, and
I don't understand it as well. Like, there are people out there. I'm not gonna get sully about this. Look, PlayStation give whoever they want the codes to whoever they want to, right? But he is the Xbot. When you think about Xbot, he is the Xbot, and then he's like playing this game.
I, for once,
So why don't if you really love your Xbox so much, go and play your Xbox right now. What? Oh no, there's nothing to play. Okay, I see what you're doing. Anyway,
what's really bizarre is, for once, I actually went to his bio to check it out. He's got an actual job, like a real job, in InfoSec.
Okay.
Which is a real deal. And now, I'm 100% on board with your opinion.
Yeah.
I do not believe that he actually thinks any of what he's saying is true.
He just says it because he believes it's the influencer thing to say.
Yeah.
That's all he does, and that's the part of him that I hate.
I'm on his LinkedIn. A guy with this sort of experience in this field should have an idea of how things work, how anything works. That's that. What a very interesting development.
There you go. There you go.
That's weird. That's very weird.
None of what he says is true. It's so disingenuous. It's the same thing, same reason, same feeling I have with Phil Spencer. He knows the things to say. It's not that he
media
actually
trained
believes
in it.
in
Media
exactly,
trained.
Media trained. That's the one. Anyway, that was a little thing right there.
I'm glad that got the reaction I was hoping for.
Final thoughts on the Death Stranding coming to Xbox Game Pass PC?
I'll tell you this. I think it's going to get review bombed. I think they're just going to say how crap it is. Again, as someone that didn't like the game, but I don't think it's bad. I just think it's not for me. Right? And I think the most damning thing I could say about it is it wasn't easy for me to access the story, to get into it and care. That's like the most damning thing. But as a game, like, it's stunningly gorgeous. Also, I'd be very interested to see what the download size is on the Xbox, because they won't get to use the Kraken compression, will they?
Well, it'd be on PC, so I don't know what...
okay.
They don't get... I think it's the Kraken still thing doesn't apply on PC, but... We already know that. Actually, we already know the PC size anyway, because it's available on PC.
Never
to
mind.
buy anyway.
I didn't even think about that. But my point is that I think, for one, it's going to get review bombed by people that play the first 20 minutes. Nothing explodes. Where's the Master Chief? Whatever. So that's what that is going to happen. I think most people, even the ones that want to give it a shot, let's be honest. You're on Xbox. You don't have the spare IQ points to understand. Go watch Ed's tutorial on explaining the story. He figured it all out before it released. # We Are the Whales.
I love how hard we're going on this right now. Like, this is feel like, fuck it, if you're on Xbox, you're just a straight moron. That's just what it is.
I mean, let's be honest. We speak to them all the time, and when I say speak, I mean very loosely interact with.
We're kidding. We're kidding.
But I think it's an interesting play. Like, what I would hope is that Sony does get however much the deal is and just pumps it into Death Stranding 2. If they're going to make it, use Xbox's money to make it.
That was the rumor, right? That it was coming out. The only thing that kind of interests me as well on this is that, so Phil Spencer announced was it E3?
I don't know what the announcement you're talking about is, so I don't know.
It was at the last Xbox showcase, or whatever it was. I think it was around about E3 time. They got Kojima to come out, and they were like, "Hey,
yes,
we are working with Xbox for their cloud technology. Goodbye." And I was like, "Yo, is that it? Is that what's going on?" And Is it that they're working on getting Death Stranding running on xCloud?
I mean, that would be interesting.
If that's what they're doing, then that's a very, very minor announcement that you've blown up to be this huge thing.
That's the thing. Getting it to run on xCloud is very interesting in a sense, but it's not bring Kojima out on E3 to say 2 sentences and then leave.
And then and make a whole deal about like, oh, we've signed into an agreement that we're going to be working together on something. It's like,
great.
That's like announcing someone is coming to work in your sales department.
Right.
It's like you don't. That's not that big of an announcement. You don't know.
Also, it's one of those things of like the Azure servers are incredible.
Yeah.
They're like industry leading, but what they are is like a movie soundtrack, which is something that when it works great, which it always does, you don't really pay too much attention to it, and it makes the movie better. But I'm not going to watch a movie for the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Going to watch a movie and it's going to have an incredible score with it. So if it's just about the servers, you can't market your movie off the back of like, oh, Hans Zimmer did the music. Like, no, it's not enough, bruv.
You need more than that.
Right.
Anyway, I'm shocked. Guys, let me know in the comment section how you feel about this. This is a very weird thing. As I said, owned by Sony, this IP. It's on the PC Game Pass only, which is an odd choice. I mean, I guess I can see why they don't want it to be on the Xbox console.
Well, here's the thing.
Why is it on any Game Pass service at all in the first place?
What if it won't run on the Xbox very well?
that's a possibility as well. We don't know, right?
I know that for the record.
It was running on Decima Engine, which Decima Engine was built for PlayStation anyway, so maybe there's
I'm sure an X will handle it, but I bet there's a bunch of S's out there.
Again, I could, even if they were to put it, I'm just so confused. It's there at all.
Yeah.
That is next to the brand Xbox in any way. That's the confusing part to me. Anyway, let us know in the comment section how you feel about that. Bro, this is the True Gamer Podcast, coming to your eyes and ears every Saturday here at youtube.com/Conbrosations1 and on podcast services around the world. All you got to do is search for the True Gamer Podcast, and we're there in front of your eyes and in your ears wherever you search for us, because we're awesome like that, because we're a big deal, you know. Our houses smell of mahogany and
many leather-bound books.
Many leather-bound books. It's countless. I can't even count them.
That is what countless means.
That's what countless means. I'm just giving you the definition. For now, I'm just giving you the definition of words I say.
Oh, you just caught me reading the dictionary, and it turns out
as it is. You know, as I'm just brushing up on my words for the day.
My words.
If you like what we do here and you're on YouTube, you can hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to get more videos from us. Occasionally, sometimes YouTube might notify you of something we do, because it's just great like that. If you're on podcast services, rate us 5 stars on places like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It really helps us rise those ranks. Thank you to all the new people who have joined us. There's a lot of cool people. If you want to take your support, though, a step further, if you want to go the extra mile, you can head over to patreon.com/Conbrosations, where you can kick us a couple of bucks a month, and you can get exclusive access to things like the Conbrosations podcast, where we record like this in this format, but we just remove all of the filters from our brains and say anything and everything. It gets very dirty and very wild. It's how we are.
That's the branding we're going with.
That's the branding we're going to go with.
Okay.
We get naked and everything. It's Pornhub exclusive.
Interesting.
And that's just for $1 a month if you want to go over there. Insane value. If you want to go a little bit further and you want to become a true gamer, you can get this podcast early for just $5 a month. As the day that we record it, so it's like 2 days before it comes out publicly.
You don't want to be like one of those peasants that had to wait.
Exactly.
Right?
And you can have your name read out as a true gamer, just like Adam the High Quality Potato, Jeremy Horde, Gams Master, Sheps' Krusty Right Nut, Isak Manny, The Bat Fan, Adam Sunling, Clark 53, Mikey T, Sab2557, Joe McCormack, Super Whale Ben, Catsper Coral. Oh, it's a little bit different. Hold on. Hashtag The Boys Season 3 stream cuts. The hashtag Make the Nice Guys 2, please, for the love of holy fuck Hollywood. Gerald Tucker, Fishy, The Jackal, Max H, Sam Mason, and Cobra SS. Thank you guys so much for keeping the lights and mics on and the gaming going here Conbrosations. Thank you guys so much. A little bit of housekeeping. A couple of things happening. So September 23rd and 4th, we'll be at EGX in London. If you guys want to come join us, you have to buy your own tickets, obviously, to get into the show. It's a gaming event. It's the biggest gaming event that happens in the UK, where we get to play games.
One of the biggest in Europe, I think, as well.
It's pretty. I'm not sure about. I don't know if it's bigger
There's
than
one
Gamescom,
in Germany that's
Gamescom.
Yeah,
I think Gamescom is the only one that's bigger, but it's really big. It's awesome. We're gonna be there. We're also gonna do stuff after the event that you don't need a ticket for if you want to join us as well. We'll be announcing more stuff on that closer to the date. But if you want to come, go check out the website. Tickets obviously sell out before the day, so you want to get those. We're going to be going on Friday and Saturday. Join us for that awesome stuff there. Let's and also, if you don't want to give us any money, no problem, guys. You don't have to kick us any bucks at all. You can just join us here on YouTube, liking the video, leaving a comment, an engaging comment, just like Alf always does.
Yes.
That's all we ask for, and it supports us and stuff like that. Thank you very much. Okay, bro.
Yes.
Our next topic.
Yes.
Spider-Man has officially come to PC.
Yes.
It's on PC. Everyone's loving it. It's Spider-Man. It's a great game. It's one of the highlights of the PlayStation 4, and it's been remastered, and it came to PlayStation 5, and it's got on PC, and it's looking fantastic. Everyone's loving it. Only one downside to the whole thing. And it's the same downside that happens anytime any PlayStation game comes to PC. Pirates.
Yes.
On the day that it was released, just by chance, I went to a popular torrent website just to check out, see if it's available. It was available 6 hours after the launch of the game.
Of course it was.
And it was downloaded over 100,000 times.
Of course. Yep. That's how they do. That's how it be.
This was one of the things that I mentioned before I went dark on Twitter on my mentions, and I was like, all I said was, I just went to a torrent website, and apparently it's been downloaded over 100,000 times. Good news. That's all I said.
Yeah.
And then people just come in just defending it as if I
why are you fetishizing paying for everything?
This is the thing. Some people might bring up some points where they're like, in Europe it's a lot more expensive, and the cost of the average wage in Europe is lower, so maybe people are stealing it there.
As if we didn't already know this because we don't live here.
Right. We fucking live in Europe. We understand. London is super fucking expensive. We get it.
It's one of the most expensive places in the world, and we have one of the lower average things in the world, yeah.
But then there are people that are like, the people that were going to pirate it, they probably weren't going to pay for it anyway. And I'm like, cool, that's fine, but it doesn't give you the right to steal it.
Right.
It maybe if you didn't have the money straight away to pay for it, save up for it. It's your hobby, right?
It's how we do it. Or did it.
Exactly. You like it. You got something, you got another game, you trade that in, you go get this game. Obviously on PC it's a bit different because everything's more digital nowadays. But PCs have sales all the time. They're the cheapest of all of the games when they first come out. You have the most accessibility. Just trying to justify piracy to yourself isn't gonna make it right. It's not cool, and I don't understand why people seem to think it is all cool. I don't get it, man.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things of like you say, you like a thing, you want to enjoy it, but you refuse to pay for it, and that's how those things stop getting made. Right.
Let's say, for example, people are like, they want more PlayStation games to come to PC. These are the kind of things that would deter people for PlayStation from bringing games to PC. Granted, there's still a lot of money to be made there, and that's why they're still coming. But if everyone wants to adopt that same mentality that you're defending, then eventually it will stop.
Yeah.
And then then everyone loses out. You've lost out on that, right. And then we get less games in the future because your funding would have helped fund even another game in the future.
And it's also not like this is like FIFA 21, which hasn't really changed since FIFA 1.
Right. People are saying that this is one of the best PlayStation games ever made. Yeah. So Spider-Man games ever made.
It is the best. It is the best.
You don't think it deserves a couple of bucks?
All right. Also, you get this whole like, oh, games are more expensive, blah blah. You get it half price because you're on PC.
Exactly.
It comes to you for half price to begin with, and then you can't find like, trust me, Steam's gonna have a deal on it in a month.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is it's ridiculous. It's stupid.
I don't understand it, and
it's again, it's not like it's some niche. Like, sometimes I might want to watch a movie. I can't think of an example, and it's like the only place to get it. It's not on streaming services, and it's either impossible to find on like Amazon or something, or it's one of two things. It's only secondhand like DVDs or VHSs or whatever, and they'll take like 40 days to get to you.
Yeah.
Or it's like 70 quid. Like, okay, I'm gonna pirate it. No one's really hurt by that because the movie's 20 years old.
Yeah.
This is a recent game of an IP we want to see continue forward. We want to see the developers make as much money from it as possible so they can put that into the next game in whatever fashion it is, whether it's having the best talent, whether it's keeping the best guys on your team from leaving, so that you have like the most up-to-date technology and mocap and facilities. Like, that's why. That's why there's a reason that if you go back and watch like any footage from like 1912 of professional football players, why they look crap compared to 2022 football players.
Yeah.
It's because the money's there.
Yeah.
Not always, like, okay, footballers overpaid, probably, but like,
it helps advance things. Maybe you don't see it immediately, but
right.
it will eventually.
Right. The fact that these guys didn't have to work 2 jobs and then come to training makes it so that they can train all the time so they can perform better. Similarly with games.
There was one statement that really irked me, really got on my nerves. And again, it was one of those ones that just made me just go, fuck Twitter.
Right.
It was literally, these were the words. It was, it does make me feel bad for Insomniac, but fuck mega corporations. I was like, I know what you mean, and I know what you're thinking inside your head, but that doesn't make it okay. And that doesn't suddenly make, you've said so, I feel bad for Insomniac, therefore they are now okay. They have still lost in this situation.
Also,
your little sentiment didn't save anyone. It didn't do anything. You just accepted that everything is fucked. That's what you did. And you just saying that to yourself only makes you think that you're okay and that you've absolved yourself of any wrongdoing. You're a fucking moron, okay? I'm sorry I'm getting a little bit too pissed off with this, maybe. Cool, but
You've been taking a beating on Twitter. It's going to come out.
It's coming out. That's what it is. But look, don't get me wrong. It's not like I've never pirated anything in my life. Right. There's times where I couldn't afford shit, and there's times where I was.
What do you used to edit again?
There's a logical thing where, like, if I'm not making a ton of money off of something, like for example the editing software, the beginning totally didn't buy the software because we wasn't making money off of it. Now we've made money for it. I bought a license for it. That's how that works. But these people are just like actively out there and proud. Like, this is that I say, I've just stolen this from a developer. Lovely. Go on, guys.
It's one of those things
where, pat on the back. And don't worry, though. I've said that I kind of feel bad for them, so it's okay now.
That's the thing, innit? Because it's like,
I feel bad for you. No.
It's saying, okay, it sucks for Insomniac, but screw mega corporations. Well, one, I assume they're not talking about Insomniac there.
No, they're talking about PlayStation. Right. That's what they're talking about.
But like, so Insomniac, who got screwed, aren't a megacorp. And the megacorp won't even notice the pirating. Right. Sony won't notice it. Microsoft won't notice it. And they don't care. I mean, definitely Microsoft don't care. Look at what they're bringing to you. Like, they're bringing you games that's not worth pirating. But Insomniac would feel 100,000 sales not go through.
Yeah.
And they don't have other things. They don't have a camera line and tech stuff going. They don't have, like, Azure servers if you're Microsoft, right? They're a company. The way they make their money, the way they are able to keep going is by selling this product.
Exactly.
You know, this is like saying...
That's how they prove their self-worth to their owners.
Yeah, their investor calls and stuff we got.
If, for example, this game didn't come to PlayStation, right, and it came just to PC, and then PC was the open market that it is, where anyone can pirate anything, and they can buy whatever they want. And they came out, and it turned out that half the people that are playing were playing off of pirated versions of it, right? That money didn't come to Insomniac, didn't therefore go to PlayStation. So PlayStation just look at the numbers. They go, look, people didn't think your game was worth buying. Your game wasn't worth paying for. You guys are benched. You guys are benched. You guys aren't making your next game. You guys have no leverage because you didn't sell any copies.
That's the important thing, because they won't go, this many people played it. They won't. I'm sure they could probably find those numbers. They won't say.
They won't pull an Xbox where they're like, oh, 20 million people played the game. It doesn't matter. The concurrent players right now are 2,000.
Right. So it will be like you said, not that. Let's say it's 100,000 bought it, 100,000 didn't. They won't say 200,000 people wanted to play your game. They will say 100,000 people didn't think this game was worth buying. Right. 100,000 people didn't pay for this game. Not that they wanted to pay it and those people are the problem, but like, you couldn't make a game that these guys would buy. And that's how big businesses will see it, and they will bench good projects for stuff like that, because they don't care the reason why, they only care that it happened.
How do you think, now we have no idea what Wolverine is going to be like. It could be shit. It could be dead shit. But how do you think they got even how do you think their name was even in the conversation to make a Wolverine game? Because of the pedigree of making 2 back-to-back smoking bangers of games that sold millions of copies. Yep. I think it's actually Spider-Man is the most sold game on the whole of the PlayStation. Yep. How do you think they even got in the conversation of making another Marvel game of a really incredible IP? Because of all the sales they made. Had they made no sales, they wouldn't even be in the thought. That's what you're robbing of the world. Yep. And because you don't see it, and because you've said, I feel sorry for Insomniac, you think you're fucking fine. Fuck you, okay? I'm sorry, we're swearing too much on this. It's supposed to be our PG podcast.
It is supposed to be our PG podcast. Also, by the way, we need to try and not swear, because I definitely feel like YouTube's dinging us on stuff.
And it's all because of me, and I'm sorry.
It is all your fault. However, currently you're doing all the editing, so I'll let you off.
All right.
And you make all the assets, so...
Anyway, I'm done with my rant.
Yeah, that was weird.
Who says like
I don't know, by the way. I don't, because I didn't see the tweet. I don't know if you're actually talking to this person or if you're dissecting that thought process, not them in particular. I didn't see it.
I didn't reply to the person after I saw that.
Because if it was Alpha, get fricked. That was all directed at you as a person.
I was like, I'm out.
But it is a frustrating thought process about it, because I remember back in the day on like VHS and DVDs, there was that you wouldn't steal a car, you wouldn't steal a purse. And like, I kept thinking, well, I wouldn't steal a car. Well, first of all, you don't know me. Second of all, like, if I could walk up to the car, press a button, and a direct copy of that car perfectly came into the road, that person kept their car and I also got it, yeah, I might do that.
Yeah.
But then if you follow that logic down the line, Lamborghinis, because of course it's a Lamborghini, Lamborghini stopped making cars.
Exactly.
And eventually all you get is just crappy copies of the 1979 or whatever Lamborghini, because they stopped making cars in 1980, and you haven't had a new Lamborghini in 45 years.
Yeah.
Because they just get copied and copied and copied. No one pushes anything forward, and at the end of the day, you can say what you want about 80s Lamborghinis. The Aventador today shits all over it.
Yeah.
It's a way better car. End of.
And this is the point. This is the argument that they can't get past. Right. They never bring up this argument. All they do is go up to the point where they're like, fuck mega corporations. And we can all agree, fuck mega corporations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they do so much scummy shit. But they never go past that point where it directly comes back to them.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck the mega corporations, but those mega corporations are the ones giving you the thing you want. So if they don't get what they want, then they won't give what you want. End of the day, you lose.
Yeah. The problem is we've always said, everybody's on board with us when we say about the Ubisoft thing, right? Support what you want with your money.
Yes.
Support, so you directly take money away from causes that you don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
But the other side of that coin, it's a double-edged sword, is you need to give money to causes you do agree with.
Yes.
And it's not always possible for everyone. Like, I get it. If you have one game in you for the year, then you can't just like pull cash, you know. And and also the idea of like, oh well, they won't notice just me. But they would notice if all of our community, the entire thing, like all of our audience with Ethan and Williams, our audience,
our audience,
that's like upwards of I assume they're all individual people, right? I know we're all sub to everybody's channels, but like imagine about 1 million people don't buy a thing, that will make an impact, right? And if an extra 1 million people did buy a thing, that would make an impact. And when you have the capability, you should support things you like and want to see more of.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how you show those people that I like your product and I would like to keep going. You know, imagine The Last of Us 1 got pirated to this degree, to like 50% of the audience pirated it. Yeah. Maybe we never get The Last of Us 2. Yeah. Uncharted 1 gets pirated. We never get the Uncharted series because, well, half the audience didn't even think it was worth paying for.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, after the PS2, well, it got pirated so much. There's no point making Spider-Man PS4 or Miles Morales.
You know that how... So there's only a few things that I really get passionate about. One is hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And the other one is this willful ignorance of the obvious fact that you're doing this, where you stop, you think you just completely ignored out of your mind, blanked out of your mind that you're causing any problems whatsoever.
Yeah.
That you downloading this means absolutely zero. That you have a net zero effect on the world. You have just a negative effect, and you ignoring that doesn't make it go away.
On this note, though, because this is one of those things, as YouTubers, I hate to say this because like it sounds like I'm trying to ask you to whitelist us on your ad block, but I've been on the internet for a while. Ad block's not a new thing. I don't run it on YouTube because if I'm watching a video especially from content creators I subscribe to, you know, if I'm watching the 15th tractor rescue video, I get to support them for free. It's free to me for a minor inconvenience of like 20 seconds and I press or 5 seconds and press a button, right? That's nothing, and I am for free supporting content I enjoy. Why would I get rid of the ads? Ads are amazing, especially if they're like that. 30-second unskippables, that's a bit frustrating. But like the ones that are currently...
They're not very common. They're not like all
right,
the time.
Exactly. Right now, it's either 6 seconds and you're in, or within 5 seconds you can skip the ad.
Yeah.
For that, where I can directly help a content creator at no cost to me, why would I take that off? Because I want these guys to make more content, and the only way they're going to make more content is if they're supported by the time and effort they put in to that content, right? Yeah. Like this show, looking the way it does, could not exist in this form without our Patreon that bought their cameras and bought the sound deck, and right. That's how good content keeps going, and also how our content, which isn't good content, keeps going.
Exactly.
Right. But like on YouTube, I quote unquote support a bunch of guys, and I do nothing. Yeah. I just consume their content, and that's enough. Yeah. Like, why would I take that away because I don't want to waste those 10 seconds? You know? Weird. It's a two-way street. And if these content creators don't make anything from it, guess what? You're going to go back to the 08 YouTube where you get once a month uploads and people aren't putting in a ton of effort. Yeah. Because, well, it's a hobby. They can't upgrade their camera. They can't spend hours editing or hire an editor. They're not going to learn Photoshop for cool thumbnails and extra assets because, you know, the average person doesn't get addicted to learning new skills and stuff like that. I mean, you did, but it was because VFX was a hobby of yours. You wanted to play with it, right?
I wanted to, and I carried on.
Yeah, but your average YouTuber is not going to do it. So, like, why?
Yeah, it's a thought process that I just can't get over. I can't mold my mind into it. It's such an alien thought.
I want to fund things I like, so I keep getting things that I like. Right? Like sluts. Why would you slut shame? I love sluts.
They're great. Oh, okay. We did have Alpha write in to our Discord server, just like you guys can by clicking the link in the description.
Who's this, Alpha? I had to get it in.
He wrote him. And he's writing in, it's like, piracy is bad. Are you really asking that? I mean, Sheps is all about that because he's a weeb, and when you bring yourself down to that level, what are we even doing?
Well, now, interesting, and I feel like this also leads on to correcting Conbrosations, which I didn't forget, thank you, Alpha, because I just remembered. So, yes, I do sell the 7 Seas for my anime, but I am also well aware of how mangaka, the creators, how they make their money, and they make a much better cut of like manga sales, for example. I got a shelf full of manga. I don't read manga. I hate reading as well in general. And then it's back to front and now I'm dyslexic. Like, but I do buy manga a bunch of times because it helps support the creators. If you think watching stuff on Crunchyroll helps that much, it's not. And Crunchyroll makes way more of that money than the manga and anime creators do. Also, I buy the movies and I buy like box sets and stuff. That's how I support my stuff. Look, most of the time it's not out quickly as well.
I was going to say there's urgency as well. Like when the Snyder Cut was coming out, they didn't mention like how you could watch it until like the day before.
We straight up pirated that.
Cool, I'm pirating it so I can have it day one, so I know I'm gonna watch it because I really wanted to watch it then. And then I went and fucking bought the 4K Blu-ray.
Exactly.
I bought it on digitally so I could watch it on demand.
I bought it a couple
wanted
times.
to.
I bought it so it's on my Amazon so I can take it anywhere.
Right. You support. There's always gonna be. I want to have.
It's the best superhero movie ever made because I bought it.
Exactly.
We're talking about
net positive effect.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you right now. So yeah, as you just said, let's slightly move into your favorite topic, your favorite segment, correcting Conbrosations.
Yeah. So look, if you're new around here, we say things on the internet and we've never let pesky things like facts and information get in the way of a strongly held belief. So when we say something stupid, head down to the comment section of this video, ideally with this timestamp here at 13 minutes and 72 seconds. When you said it was this, it was actually that. And then next week, we will read out a comment and credit you and see what corrections there are. But although I just said we're really stupid, we're also super freaking smart. Our brains are big and wrinkly, not small and smooth. And I doubt there's been any corrections because we are so smart. Any corrections?
So I'm going to read the first one here. It's from Tailgate. Correcting Conbrosations at 1 hour, 13 minutes and 41 seconds.
That's how you do it, bruv.
Appreciate it. Sheps.
Oh, god damn it. Never mind. We'll move to the next one.
Shep said that Anthem is set in the Mass Effect universe, but it isn't. Anthem is set in a new IP in a new universe. And I quickly did a Google search, and apparently it's just a theory. Now, it says, we spoke with Dara and Gamble about what makes Anthem a BioWare game as Anthem does not exist. And whether or not it existed in the earlier said you single player games everything. So it's a theory. It's not that it's confirmed, but it could be in the same thing, and they're being a bit cagey about it, whether or not it is. I guess they didn't want to fully say because they kind of got a feel for the game. They're like, oh, this is going to be a flop. Maybe we shouldn't put it attach it to our most valuable IP.
And I guess it could be one of those things of like, because their last Mass Effect game, Andromeda, didn't do too well either. So it's like, do we want to attach it to this thing that didn't do well because it could bang, or if it flops, it could drag it down? And so they never actually confirmed it. I thought it was, but correction.
Hey, the theory is quite cool though. If it is, like, well, it's set somewhere in the galaxy.
Because that would also explain the like psychic magic type thing in the game. Because you know about like you played enough of Mass Effect to know there are biotics, which is basically psychics. Yeah. So like that sort of explains it that way.
Okay.
From Anthem, but I never played Anthem because I didn't want to brick my console.
And you wanted to play good games. That was the main thing.
But that's the point as well. I feel like maybe we are a bit more on the extreme to buying stuff because you actually paid for Anthem.
I did pay for Anthem. Yes, I did. I remember it clear as day, by the way. Days before the game was coming out, it was reduced from like the MSRP of like 60 to like 40.
That's a worrying sign,
I've never seen that before.
Amazing.
And I was like, great, I get to save an extra 20
quid. This is so pro-consumer.
And then it comes out, I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers knew. They knew straight away. What a bastard. Anyway, and we continue to say, here's a fun movie trivia. I think the animatronics for the Xenomorphs were made by the same VFX company that made the T-Rex in Jurassic Park 1.
That would make sense.
So that explains why they hold up. Yeah, that's really fucking good.
Man, both of those movies hold up so well.
Great. And this correction is for Eddie. I don't know about that.
No, let's hear it.
Well, he said it's a light one. He says, I'm turning 20, not 20. And I'm 20 and turning 21 next month. I think I said he was like 10 or something like that. Or 12, and it was just fucking around. But
so I'm just curious. Do you think it's better that he's legal or worse? Like, where do you stand on that? Do you know what? Let's not have that on this video. Wrong podcast. We'll answer questions about whether or not Ed's a nonce on the Conbrosations.
I'm trying to keep this PG and clean here.
Is it? Man's
I hear
actively
you
working to take down our Twitch.
talking about dropping bombs and shit like that.
In fairness, I believe I was quoting Chris.
YouTube will see it that way, I'm sure. Chris came back to me. It was like, oh no. Oh no. Anyway, Myth saying is definitely pink and orange, the buttons for the controller.
Cool.
So right there.
Well, it's good to know that we do have crack addicts that watch us.
He was also, thought I'd say it's salmon pink instead of orange, but he said, change my mind again. Circle is brown, but only in real life because he's
What? Brown?
It's just...
I bet this guy stands up to wipe his ass too.
Runic Firebird writes
Oh,
in,
God.
correcting Conbrosations. Never has Sheps been more correct about
Yes,
something
victory!
ever. The color is red, full stop. Eddie, you are just plain wrong. It is not orange. You will never be, and never will be. You are colorblind. That being said, Sheps, you still have corrections.
God
you
damn
celebrated way too soon.
It's a good thing you got that far because I was this close to shouting out, Runic Firebird's a genius. Everything is correct.
You didn't put that out there.
Even a broken clock tells time twice a day.
Exactly.
You know?
Unless it's like my Apple Watch, because then it just turns off and then it doesn't do anything. I broke it the other day. But
worse than a broken clock, seriously, is one that doesn't keep time right.
Yeah.
Like, it kind
Slows
of works.
down.
Yeah, but it like lags and then the next day it sort of somehow resets. So it's working like up until mid-morning and then it starts. Ugh.
He goes, while I agree with you about the X button, Sony has declared themselves that it is cross. Next, you also said you were looking up the Fortnite gift to prove me wrong, and you never did, making the sentence wrong. And of course, like every week, you're still wrong about missing or forgetting the segment because I have the count at 3. See, you can't say that you never forget the segment because it's incorrect now.
Correcting Runic Firebird.
Aha!
Just because a segment isn't done doesn't mean it wasn't forgotten. Get fricked.
Get fricked right there.
Get fricked.
He's gonna be so sad now. He's gonna be like, I'm sad.
I'm sad. I'm sad.
That's gonna be his full comment. I'm sad.
I'm sad.
Also, you spelled colour wrong, by the way. You're missing a U there, just so you know.
This freaking guy is correcting us. Can't even spell a 5-letter.
Can't even...
6-letter word right.
I love that you got that wrong. Shit. Oh boy. Shit. Oh god.
To be honest, if I'd got it right just off the bat like that, it wouldn't have been on brand. Would
It wouldn't have been. No. Also, last week, you know how the camera turned off because it overheated? So last week we got 20% of Sheps due to being unfocused in the camera. And this week the camera dies for the last 30 minutes. Hype! No, Sheps is amazing, but next time let's cut his mic too.
Wow. Wow.
T comments, Sheps is slowly vanishing as D is overthrowing him in the Discord. And the black screen is slowly making its way to replace Sheps.
Do you know that gif of the...
There's a good comments right here.
I'll try and describe the gif. I think it's a kind of... I feel like Chubby's too mean, but it's like a kind of roundish black dude, short hair. I think he's holding a drink and he does a peace sign and then fades out.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like I am. Also, by the way, talking of gifs,
fading.
I feel like... I don't know what the right way to say this, but like black GIF world, like any response you want, I'm telling you the best version of it has a black guy.
Dude in it. Yeah,
like
yeah.
the speechless dude, the black guy's the best one. That running away from something, the Dave Chappelle on the table, that awkward eyes, that black kid, you know, the kid who apparently he's a professional American football player now, so that's cool.
Okay.
But like 99%.
Oh, the one that's like they had me in the beginning, but then
No. There's one of a kid like a drink and he's doing the sketchy eyes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm telling you, and I don't know what it is, but 99% of them look for the whatever it is with like.
I was gonna say my spit take gift that I like the most. You've seen the one where the black guy's like.
Yeah.
That's way better than any spit take gift that I see on the fucking thing. I'm like, this guy's great.
The popcorn ones. There's two. The two best popcorn ones. Technically, Michael Jackson, and also there's that one guy who he kicks back into the chair. Yeah, they're all the best.
And then there's my one, obviously. That
of course, yeah. I will say, actually, your confused one with the that's one of the best ones. But
Gamsmaster13 writes in, he says, correcting Conbrosations is fucking red, Eddie. It's not.
Ugh.
It's not.
Gamsmaster.
The two bet, you know what?
The guy's upside down, and he can even tell. He's Australian, isn't it? Yeah.
He's upside down.
Yeah.
So
And
you trust him? All the blood's gone to his head.
That's why everything looks red, isn't it? Shit.
So no versus awesome story explosions. I'm sorry, a black screen. There you go. Everyone was happy about the black screen. So
Yay.
maybe we'll just remove you entirely in this episode, and then we'll see how that goes.
I love the idea that we went to all the effort of like getting the good cameras and everything gets in focus, and what they really want is black screen.
That's what they want. That's what they want.
Can you include? You know, because the thing is, black screen's always been an accident.
Yeah.
Can you just include an hour of black screen here, and we'll see what our retention time is with nothing, just
in the
black
middle,
screen,
just like there you go.
no audio, just black screen. Get fricked. Yeah. Slap it in the middle, and then just put a timestamp, but only for the video ones, so that people can see it.
Yeah.
So like black screen.
No, do it for the audio guys. They're just like, okay, so I guess the podcast
skip
did just
15
end.
seconds. skip, nothing. Skip. Why is it saying I've still got 2 hours left on this?
Wow, this is a big podcast. A 5-hour podcast this time. Shit. Right. 3 hours of it, just nothing. All right, our next topic, yeah? Ready?
Let's do it.
2 things. Gamescom opening night live has been announced, the 23rd of August. It's going to happen. We're going to do a live watch party. Apparently there's going to be big announcement and stuff like that. Head over to twitch.tv/Conbrosations. I'll definitely be doing the live watch along. We could all do that together.
Yep.
Check all the games out. That's really cool. But the bigger thing, for the first time ever, Disney are doing a Marvel Games showcase, showing off upcoming Marvel games. Now, we don't 100% know all of the games that are going to be shown. We have a list of a couple of games that are going to be there. Disney Dreamlight Valley, the first I'm hearing of whatever that is.
Yeah.
Marvel Midnight Suns, which was recently delayed recently.
Yeah.
And they're splitting up the release of the generations as well. So they're going to release the current gen version first, and then PS4 and Xbox One later or something like that. They're apparently going to show more on Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I'm not sure what else they've got to show there. But they have specifically mentioned they're going to show Amy Hennig's Marvel game that's being done by Skydance Studios. That's super interesting.
You had me at Amy Hennig.
Exactly, right? Now, that's all cool, and I'm very excited to see what that is. It's apparently an ensemble game. I didn't know if we knew that before. So it could be Fantastic Four, could be X-Men, it could be something like that. Maybe they'll take another stab at Marvel's Avengers, you never know.
God, I hope not.
They'll be like, let's have a good one on record. How about that?
Right.
So that could be something. I'm excited for it. It's happening on the 9th of September. Again, we'll do a watch along for that as well, so you can watch that. But here's my question to you. Do we see Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine at this event or a dedicated Sony event?
Oh. I feel like the sensible players make it a Sony event, right? Because ultimately it's Sony versus Xbox, not... That's their primary goal, not to show off the game, so that's...
And also the kind of idea of having these IPs is try to make it as...
attached to you as possible.
Yeah. As Sony as possible. This is a PlayStation thing.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
Right. And weirdly, that would be the most sensible thing, so I think he'll probably show it here. They're going to make a mistake somewhere.
Oh, that's the most sensible. So you think they'll show it at the Disney showcase?
Yeah, because it's the wrong place to show
Ooh.
it. Or, in fairness, because Disney has bought up all of this stuff, maybe this is where they put it, because Disney have probably paid...
I was gonna say, out of sheer numbers, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna fucking. I'm not that people call us Sony ponies and stuff like that. I'm not an idiot, and I'm not gonna say that PlayStation dwarfs Disney.
Right.
Disney is clearly the bigger thing.
Easily, yeah.
And they're probably gonna have more eyes there, so maybe they might show it there purely
Yeah.
for that fact.
Yeah. Also, because I think if you're making that just as a pure business decision, no one's going to see it and be like, Spider-Man, I can't wait to play that on my Xbox. You know, it's going to be very obvious that it's a
Yeah.
PlayStation game. So,
Or even, I mean, that's kind of like what the business people think, right? They go, so they'll show it at wherever it is, wherever the most eyes are, and then like it's the reason why they showed The Last of Us Part 1 for the first time
Yeah.
at the
That's
Jeff
true.
Keighley event.
that's true.
Because it's like it's the most eyes. Oh, I really want to play that thing that I'm seeing there. Oh, I can only play it on PlayStation. Well, I guess I need to go buy
Right.
a PlayStation. So I guess that's what they'll do there. I think I have high hopes for it.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. Also, what do you think we would see? The X-Men thing they've had, like, it's been a year-ish, maybe a year and a half since it was announced.
What, you mean Wolverine or X-Men?
I meant Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine. I was going to say. Wolverine, that's the thing. I'm on the edge.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's Insomniac. They seem to make games in like that. They're just like...
I don't know how they do it.
Like, hey, it's like what was it, that joke about Stephen King writing books? It's
Right.
like, oh, this would be a really good book idea. Done.
Yeah.
Okay, what the fuck?
Let me just make some notes. Here's the book.
Here's the book. There you go. It's done.
Guy doesn't do first drafts. He just writes books.
They could just be doing that. They could just like, okay, we've made essentially the game. We're in the polishing phase now.
Right. Exactly.
And if also the I
feel
think
like
the track was 2020. I don't think there was a date.
They didn't say a date. They just announced they were doing it. But I feel like now, because we only got an announcement, we could get an actual CG trailer. We got a CG teaser,
Yeah.
which was just a dude in a bar.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we know what it meant, but it's just dude in a bar. Also, are they
Well,
going to announce that it is actually Wolverine versus Hulk? Because there was that license plate or something that had the comic book number or something. So that would be... I think CG trailer is what I would want to see. I don't expect to see anything more than that. But knowing Insomniac, they'll be like, here's the game, ready to play 2023.
Whoa, Jesus Christ, dude. We've got so much to play already in 2023. If I had to take a stab, I would say what I would like, this is my dream world, I'd like them to forego the CG trailer. Or if they're going to put a CG trailer, also put some gameplay as well with it. That's what I would want to see.
I don't think that... I mean, it's Insomniac.
Yeah.
Anyone else, I'd be like, it's not ready. They might... oh, my God.
Get that frog
All
out
day,
there.
yeah. It's like, just, no, I'm not getting out. Anyone else, I'd be like, nah, see, gameplay, it's not going to happen, but it is Insomniac. And they might be able to pull it off. I feel like it's still early days, though, but they might be able to pull it off.
All they need to do is show off the movement, because that's the most intriguing part of this whole thing. We know it's going to be R-rated. We know it's going to be gritty. We know it's going to be bloody. We know it's going to be like proper Wolverine style. And we hope that they can nail that. We don't know.
The combat needs to be from Logan, not from the X-Men movies. Exactly. Yeah.
But there is the question of how do you traverse and how do you make it interesting? What's the angle they're going to go with? Because at the end of the day, he is a man. He's really strong, but it's more because he has no fear of ever getting fucking hurt.
I mean, he is superhumanly strong.
Is he superhumanly strong?
Yeah,
Maybe I'm missing that part of the lore then.
Not like Spider-Man, but he's closer to Captain America than he is to a regular dude.
Right.
He's a very strong dude.
I was under the assumption, as I've not read the comics to know about this, I was under the assumption that because he can heal so much and he's so unafraid of getting hurt, that he will just put every single fucking bit of energy he has in his body to fucking lift in this thing, because he doesn't care about, and also he can't break his bones because he's fucking adamantium all over.
I mean, I do remember there's things like, I do remember like comics and cartoon stuff where he lifts like cars and stuff, and also like if someone throws a car at you, even
and
if
also
you can
he's quite wedge as well.
Yeah, like he's a wedge, although it's like my height or shorter in canon.
Oh yeah, shit, he is supposed to be,
like,
isn't he?
if someone hurls a car at him, he can cut it in half, right, with his claws, which, I get it, it's superhero and superpowers and stuff, but like, if he was just a regular guy, you'd think he wouldn't have the fortitude to stay there and cut the car. He'd get knocked over and get back up. Do you know what I mean?
That part was supposed to be, I think, a bit more like suspension of disbelief, like we do with all superheroes. Like, Batman is really going to have a grapple gun, and he's really going to pull up all 140 kilos of himself, and his shoulder is totally going to hold
plus
all of that
all the
weight.
equipment.
We believe that. It's suspension of disbelief, isn't it? It's like...
that cape's really going to hold up for him to glide that distance.
And it doesn't get caught on anything. It's perfect.
He doesn't kill anyone.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Because people don't die from regular street fights all the time.
No. You get punched in the face, dead.
Knuckle dusters. Yeah.
Exactly. He's fucking... Anyway, so that's why I assumed that was. But anyway, I didn't know that he could be... People let us know in the comments section. Is he superhuman strength?
Somewhat super, yeah.
All right, cool.
But not to the degree of Captain America. Like, if they were to have an arm wrestle, I would think Captain America would win in terms of strength. Obviously, he'd muller Captain America.
Well, even then, even like Captain America, like, what's his traversal abilities? Because he's still just a guy running.
Yeah, I would think if I was making the game, I would make it not like gymnastic style parkour, but like parkour, where like you have a slightly higher jump, and I would bring the claws into it. So yeah, like climbing up stuff and like blade wall running and exactly, stuff like that. Also, it depends where you are and if you care, but like he can drop off a skyscraper. That's not a problem for Wolverine, really. It's not going to be fun, but he could do it, you know?
That was what I always liked about him, because it's not he can't feel pain. It's not that everything he does isn't excruciating.
Yeah.
It's just that he will come back from it.
Right, exactly.
And it will be perfect when he comes back. So especially when it was in the movies, what's it called? The Fox movies.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
when that plane's crashing and he's like saying goodbye to everyone or whatever, or everybody's worried, and he's like, he knows he's going to be the only one that makes it.
Yeah. And like when the blades come out,
does
they hurt
every time?
So.
Yeah. So it's sort of like AC. You know how you drop into the hay bales? Just drop onto a car.
Exactly.
oh God. Every time, yeah.
So I'm in space, I'm fighting. Well, I'll just rocket to the Earth. Don't worry about it.
Right. Yeah, he can survive terminal. The big deal about it is it's not like instant. Yeah. So if he was to slam into the ground from space, he'd be knocked out.
Yeah.
Right? It would take him probably a couple days to recover that, we would think, right? It would be a while. Actually, he does heal really fast.
So this is the movie we're talking about. We don't know I don't know how accurate the movie is, but he gets hit by a tree by the saber-tooth guy. What's his name?
Saber-tooth.
Exactly. And he's out for like a half a day, and then they find him in the mansion after.
I was just thinking about that, because we watch like incredibly deep cuts heal in seconds.
Yeah.
So you would think actually under 10 minutes, right? He'd just sort of wake back up.
He gets shot in the head in one of those movies as well, and he wakes up in a minute.
I mean, that's how he at least in one of the things, the way he loses his memory is he gets shot with an adamantium bullet.
Yeah, that was the
thing. It's not the bullet. It can't kill him. He functionally can't be killed unless all of his cells are deleted, really.
Which, by the way, that didn't really make sense. Because, like, in the police officer shoots him in the head, he essentially dies, but then the bullet gets pushed back out by his special healing, right?
Yeah.
So the bullet has gone into his brain.
No. In that movie, the bullet knocks him out, but it didn't go through his brain because his skull stopped it. In the latter movie, they use an adamantium bullet, shoot him through the brain, and that's what deletes his memories.
See, I thought that's what... I thought it actually did go in. I was like, how could it have gone through the adamantium? That's one question.
You actually hear it go, dink, and he drops.
So it just
he goes
knocks him
bang,
out
dink, and he drops because it knocks him out. Yeah.
I thought it went into it. I could have remembered that.
You do see it heal and push it out, but the reason that it pushes it out is because it hasn't gone all the way in. If it's stuck in the middle
onto the skull like that.
If it's stuck in the middle, all that would happen is it would just stay there, most likely.
Yeah. Because I was saying, oh no, my brain's so smart that I can actually just push it out. Like,
also, it'd have to push it out of a specific hole. It would probably just end up pressed up against the skull somewhere. It's like, God, I've got the worst headache.
Oh,
always.
God. Magneto, can you help a motherfucker out?
Because in the other movie, it goes all the way through, and he drops, but his brain heals. It just doesn't regenerate the pathways, the memories.
The memories, yeah.
So, Wolverine's an interesting. Because the other thing is like, what happens? God, how do we get into Wolverine talk? Oh yeah, they're making a game.
They're making a game of it.
Nerd talk, boys. Back to the game. Insomniac. They could well have gameplay. I feel like it's still too soon.
Yeah.
But also it's Insomniac, so like throw all the rules out.
That's the problem. Any normal sane part of me saying, "Probably it's too soon."
It's Insomniac, and they're also working on other things.
Yeah.
There's how many they got? Two other titles that are going.
I think they're working on Spider-Man and one other unannounced project.
Right. So they have two other titles working. One is one of their premiere games of all time, Spider-Man. The other is something unannounced, and they're working on this. But it's Insomniac, so like they won't. I really think this is too far even for Insomniac, but they could be like, yeah, here's the game. It's coming out like November 23. That is possible. I don't think, and I kind of hope for their sake it's not that far along.
Yeah.
Because like, I know their name's Insomniac, but maybe other people do need sleep, not me. You know?
I get it. You guys apparently don't need it.
Innit?
And
you're on that fighter pilot meth, but like, come on.
All right, I'm excited to see what happens. Let us know in the
Me
comment
too.
section what you think could possibly be showing off at this event. We'll see you then. Our next topic: Gotham Knights has gone gold.
Yay!
Yeah,
Sick. I bet
Great.
Alpha will be really excited about that.
yeah, super excited.
So
we
excited.
all
Oh my
are
god.
very excited.
The very much excitement. That's us.
Yep,
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
all the time.
So excited.
Anyway, I wanted to bring it up actually because I think it was Diogo. Yeah, Diogo wrote it and he goes, Gotham Knights has been showing off some more stuff at IGN first. And I'm curious if you've seen it, and if so, what are your thoughts on the game? I didn't go and watch it
Me neither.
because I didn't want to see more of this game because it also looks so bad.
I don't care, yeah.
However, after seeing his comment, I went and watched it, right?
Okay. Does it look better?
No.
God damn it! I was hoping you'd be like, bro, we might be sleeping on it. You know what we did with Guardians of the Galaxy? This might be another one of those.
So this is the thing.
Like, you think I don't want to double down on one DC, but like this group, like I want this.
I might buy it because in case it turns out to be that.
But you know it won't.
This is the thing. We saw one bit of gameplay from the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it had a shit soundtrack, and for some reason its performance was terrible.
Yeah.
And it showed the worst part of it.
And they edited out the decisions.
right. And it just seemed so weird. And anyway,
It was a very poorly chosen.
right. And it just
Okay.
came off of the back of Marvel's Avengers, and you were like, right, you guys are going to make a good Marvel game? Oh,
Right.
forget you guys. And then it
Right.
turned out to be fantastic. These guys are showing everything they possibly can, and every single time they show it seems to miss. So this
Seems to get worse as well somehow.
I'm gonna send you the link for it so you can watch it on silent
Okay.
in the background, right?
All right.
Unfortunately, there is if you could watch it in with the audio, you would
I mean,
hear something that I. No, don't worry.
Okay.
Because it'll be distracting from the thing, but
Cool.
I'll tell you exactly what's happening, right? So I'll send you the video. Here's the link.
Talk more yourselves, boys.
There you go. So this
Yeah.
is some Red Hood gameplay, right?
I'm a fan
Now-
of Red Hood, by the way, so like...
He's a cool character, except he's been changed a little bit in this, so he's not so cool anymore.
Oh, God. How do you make Red Hood not cool?
Well, this is the thing. What was Red Hood's really cool thing, right? He's an angry guy.
Yeah.
He's just like fucking out to kill. He's this like brutal.
He's sort of like good Bane, almost, in a weird
Right.
way. I mean, it's not on the Venom, but...
He's brutal, right? And they're
Yeah.
like, cool, because we want to make him.
Daredevil-esque beat
Because we want to make him align with the rest of the characters, he can't do any killing. Everything's non-lethal.
We're watching him
everything-
shoot people.
Well, that's the thing. They're like, oh yeah, so we've
Rubber
given him
bullets.
non-lethal rounds, and I'm like, all right, okay. I
But we're
guess
still
we can get on
shooting
that.
people, though.
Right. Now, even if you get past that bit, right, they seem to put these crappy Marvel-esque one-liners in these things. Stuff like, oh, he's going to regret that decision. And I'm like, why the fuck are you saying that?
That's going to hurt in the morning.
He says that! He
Oh,
says
God,
that!
no.
And I'm like, these are so cringeworthy.
I hate those lines because it's like there are movie tropes like someone bursts into the room, hey, you need to see this, right? But there's no other expression for like I need you to come and look at this.
Yeah.
So- but it's a trope. You're expecting it to come. I picked that one because it's so obvious and terrible. Like no one's going to use that, right?
And they fucking use it. I don't like how the screen is filled with so much crap. Each one of the enemies have their own health bars, and they have their own little icons above
very
them,
cluttered,
depending on what level they are, I guess, and stuff like that.
It's funny. So he's fighting someone in like a dockyard, you know, where they have all the shipping containers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of space, and somehow it's all taken up.
Yes. And then there's the AI seems to be very, very stupid. The guy with the shield. Have you got to that part
Yes,
yet?
I'm watching it right now.
The guy with the shield, while he's fighting somebody else, the guy with the shield is just standing there and just walking around.
Also, he did
doing nothing.
like a charge up Kamehameha style attack,
Yes.
which then bounced, hit people, but it went and found someone.
Yeah.
I
And then you're coming up to the bit as well now. They do a canned animation type thing with the other
For the
person.
takedown, yeah.
Yeah. So the other person grabs it, and it seems so forced because there's no one else fighting in the area. There's no other urgency. There's no action going on.
Yeah.
There's just, okay, let me grapple the guy. Okay, now you hit the X button, and then it will do the takedown.
I just went and rewatched it. Yeah, it's
And
not good.
And look at the life of the world as well. I like the look of the world, but
The world
it's
looks okay, but
completely
it's dead. Yeah.
There's nobody there.
That's what I said about Cyberpunk and Wames and all those other idiots told me I was wrong. But
Well,
no,
clearly you're wrong, right?
the problem is if you pause this game and then I tell you it's post-apocalyptic world, everybody in the world was just evaporated for some reason, you have to figure out where they went.
Yeah.
This world fits that story.
Yeah.
There's no one else here. And I know what you're thinking, oh, it's a dock late at night, but like, first of all, people are still there. There's people that like live on those ships and work in those offices 24/7. Ships come in at different times of night. Like a lot of these ports are 24/7.
Yeah.
Like any port of this size is 24/7.
And it's Gotham as well. Gotham's supposed to be like...
Oh, you think there's no drug deals going down here?
I was going to say, it's supposed to be more active at night.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be more like, oh, there's gangsters everywhere. There's criminals everywhere.
Oh, pull the wheelie for a reason.
Also, go to 2 minutes and 15 seconds, or just pause it there. And it's the part
there.
with the truck, and you're like looking at the back of it. He's like charging himself up or something. Well,
Okay, I'm here.
the truck is on its side, and the reflection on the ground is brighter than anything else on the truck. It's supposed to be like the brake lights are reflecting off of the ground right there. It seems like the sun is on the ground, but the actual truck itself is just dimly lit.
I was wondering about that, actually. I was like, is it...
I thought there was a fire there for some reason.
That's what I thought. I was like, yeah, it's a truck on fire.
What they've done is that they're like, oh, reflections are really beautiful. And the color red is really beautiful in this game as well. Let's emphasize it. But it's so totally out of place.
Also, what is the AI doing? If you look at that section, there's a guy on the far left. Oh, no, I think it's another character. I just see a name tag. Because he's just standing there like he's waiting to be let into... No. It's an AI.
It is an AI, bruv. I'm telling you, this is
and he's waiting to come in like he's at a dentist's office, waiting for the dentist to open the door.
The AI seems very stupid. Now, I'll tell you one thing. With at least Red Hood, I don't know if they've changed it for the other one, but you know there was the complaint.
The worst thing is he looks so good.
It seemed too floaty, people said.
Yes.
With Red Hood, it doesn't seem as floaty, but he's a bit more of a brute, so maybe it's a bit better.
What the hell happened here? Go to 2 minutes and 25 seconds and just let it play.
2 minutes 25. I'll link the video for you guys in the description.
Okay.
To check it out.
So for those first 5 seconds, it's one fight scene. Then it cuts to another fight scene where the whole thing's lit in green, and it looks like it went from being run on like a high-spec gaming rig to a Nintendo 64.
That's
what happened there.
They've got this.
And also, he throws a guy who goes to like weightless doll. There's no physics on this dude.
This is another part of it as well that I really dislike, is that all of the cool shots that you've seen of Gotham Knights are usually this slow-mo shot of him like punching someone into the air, and it's that really cool camera angle, and you see the best lighting version of it, and it's without the intrusive HUD that they've got going on, without all of the damage numbers, without all of the health bars everywhere, and running on an amazing PC, like you said. Yeah. And then it cuts to the gameplay, and the gameplay is not like that. Yeah. And it just doesn't look good. And I don't understand why they can't just take this criticism and maybe do something else with it. Like, look, we clearly missed the mark. Right. The reflections are brighter than the colors.
And they also go way too far. I mean, why are they spreading out that far? I actually do want the game to be good. And I think if it is just ridiculously fun to play, we will forget all of these criticisms, right? It's just because we're looking at it, and it's never fun to watch gameplay like this on its own. Like, if someone's being entertaining and streaming it, that's one thing, or you're playing it, that's another.
Yeah.
But just watching this is never really a great way to experience the game.
It can be completely different when you're actually playing it, when it's in your hands, right? So we can only, but this is what this gameplay is for, is to so we can judge for ourselves what we've seen.
And we can at least say it doesn't look great. If it's ridiculously fun to play, we'll forget the looks.
And as I said, you're not hearing this right now, and it's obviously hard to pinpoint the actual bits and make it entertaining for the show. But if anyone's watching this, go watch this video. The one-liners they're sticking in this are so cringe, and they're so bad, and it's just like, you're not supposed to be a CW show. This is not what you're... I don't know why they thought that was the thing they should aim for.
I will say, in fairness, let's say the game comes out and we're completely wrong and it's incredibly fun to play, then those cringe one-liners are going to be something we like joke about how fun it is, right?
Right.
Like awful
it could be meme-worthy.
Right, exactly. But now in the like that cold sort of post-nut, but actually it's pre-nut, getting to play the game, like, it just doesn't look ideal.
So
I would like for us to be wrong, though. I would love for this to be another Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy thing where it's like, man, were we wrong about this? They showed all the stuff that made it look bad, and we were totally wrong. It's just so much fun. I can't wait to play it 5 other times. And
that's what I hope as well.
but I don't think it will be.
I don't get that feeling. Okay, I want you to get this video that I sent you recently because it's sent you just now. It's something that I should have brought up on the last podcast, but it slipped my mind. It is a Twitter teaser trailer for Forspoken.
I've seen this.
You've seen this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it out loud so the people on the podcast can hear.
What is this dialogue?
Speaking of cringe dialogue, oh my god, this is the worst.
We were a little bit worried about Forspoken.
Yeah.
This dialogue took me fully from interested in Forspoken to like, I think I'm gonna let this one just go past me.
Just die by itself.
Yeah, just.
So listen to this, guys. Listen to this.
So let me get this straight. I'm somewhere that's not what I would call Earth. I'm seeing freaking dragons, and oh yeah, I'm talking to a cop.
Oh my god. Whoa!
Yeah, okay, that is something I do know.
This sounds.
Ill jacked up beast. I'll probably fly next.
I'll probably.
Like, also, great, we now know that we fly. Like, why would you do that? Like, this sounds like the intro to a crappy kids' cartoon.
Yeah!
That's some of the worst. Weirdly as well, the delivery is okay, but I hate the style they've had her deliver it in.
You
know?
I don't know how this got past anybody. This whole trailer.
Have you seen that meme? It's like, I bet you're wondering how I got here. This is my mom, this is my dad,
Yeah.
and this is me.
That's
Hi,
it.
I'm Ryan, and my life, it's kind of crazy.
This is a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
But like a cheesy bad, one. This isn't like Wall-E or I mean,
oh,
that's
and
Pixar,
freaking dragons. Oh, and I talked to my cuff. Oh yeah, that happened. It's
Right.
like, what the hell is this dialogue, bro?
What?
What is that?
Yeah, so this in how long is this thing? It's like 30 seconds. Yeah, 32 seconds. Took me from genuinely interested in this game on multiple levels, right? Like the whole world swapping thing, what's still with the cuff because the cuff speaks,
Yeah.
the magic, the traversal, to like, you know what? This one's just going to pass me by.
This
I'm
one's
just not
just
gonna, I don't think I'm going to have the budget for this one.
On the back burner, boys. It's never gonna happen.
It looks so bad I wouldn't even pirate it.
All right, I just wanted to inject that. Okay, let's move on to our next one.
Sorry. One of the guys down in the section just posted a picture of a conference room just jam-packed full of white women. And he goes, "This is the writer's room. I know a dialogue written by a white woman when I hear it." The worst thing is, I know exactly what he's saying.
Yep.
You know, this feels like Karen's saying what the kids will like.
Yeah.
That's right. And when I get home, I'm going to post all about it on the TikToks.
On the TikToks. All right, our next topic. Ghost of Tsushima movie coming up. We have no date for it, we have no trailer for it, but we have some details about what the movie is going to be like.
It's going to be set in the future, high tech,
The
guns only.
the director wants an all Japanese cast. Great start.
I mean, it's set in Japan.
You think that should be
Whoa,
one of the
whoa,
key
bigot.
right? Sony's apparently completely backing every idea so far that's coming out, including having an entirely Japanese spoken movie.
Ooh.
So this is the interesting part of this.
I want it badly dubbed.
Because as we all know, dub over sub all the time. That's
Yeah.
the way it is supposed to be. But this is quite interesting because, and I think this is a bold move. I'm not 100% sure it's going to work out personally. Now, I'm in the minority in this. Everyone I've heard about it, they're like, yeah, this is a fantastic idea. And I'm not saying it's a bad idea.
I'm on that.
I think you are.
Ship as
You're
well.
very much. I think I'm hearing more, but it's a positive idea from anime watchers because anime in Japanese.
I'm thinking more of old school samurai flicks.
True. I'm not really a big samurai flick kind of guy. I'm not an anime kind of guy, so this is
Let's
my
bring back
my thing.
Movie Club. We're gonna just do a full-on like OG samurai.
Can I just Sudoku myself? Can I just Sudoku myself, please?
It's not the right word. But I just that hurts. It's hilarious, but it hurts.
So, I think one of the big draws of Ghost of Tsushima was the Japanese setting.
Yes.
There was a Kurosawa mode, and there was I think you could play all in Japanese
You could,
as well.
black and white and all that stuff. Yeah.
If I was to see the numbers, I think the amount of people who played it in Japanese outside of Japan, extremely low.
I don't think it would be extremely low, but I'm with you. I think most people played it in English. That's the way I played it as well for a bunch of reasons.
And I, if you guys remember, I started off playing it in Japanese.
Yeah.
And I played it for a majority. I played it in Japanese, and I was like, this is actually quite cool.
It is cool.
I like it. A movie, though, is very much more supposed to be for the broader audience.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be for the general person, for the person who's not so hardcore, someone who's just going to see something cool in front of their eyes. Unfortunately, those people are tending to be a little bit more stupid, a little bit more... If something doesn't immediately... That's why Marvel movies are all... The joke is right in your face. Laugh at the funny thing, guys. Laugh at that.
Yeah.
Because they're dumb. Most of the audience. Not everyone. So when you do it entirely in Japanese, you're probably going to bore a lot of people out.
I think as well, what's interesting is... It's interesting that you played it in Japanese, but the thing with playing the game in Japanese is that most of the game isn't cutscenes. It's playing the game.
Yeah.
So, you know what's coming because you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, the cutscenes and stuff are in Japanese and you read the subtitles, but the majority of the experience is you're doing everything. It doesn't matter if he's speaking Japanese, English, Turkish, or some other Latin. Like, I don't know, right? It doesn't matter because you're doing it.
Yeah.
Right? And that X is still an X no matter what language you're in, and only idiots think it's a cross.
Exactly.
Right?
PlayStation included.
So there, I think it actually makes less of a difference because you're in control of mostly what you're doing. I'm with you on the movie, although as someone that loves those old Kurosawa movies, I'm kind of all about it. And I would hope that there'll be a director's cut version, like a DVD extras, where you can turn it black and white and grainy, where I can get a bad dub and a good dub. And I'm not joking. I want a bad dub, like poorly lip sunk stuff. So like, I don't know if you noticed, but in the OG movies, they would try and sync the script to the mouth movements rather than get the meaning across.
Yeah. So the words, the sentences would be just all fucked.
Right, they would try and one of two things would happen. Either you'd have like a long expression in Japanese that we have a word for, and they would just say it, and the guy would still be talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they would try to fit dialogue so that when the mouth's moving, the English actor's speaking, and then these sentences become very rough because it's like, yes, I know we need to do the thing for honor, and because my honor has been besmirched, we will do the thing.
Yeah.
Why did we say that twice? Well, because his lips were still moving.
There's the same thing like that in Turkish, and there's a specific word that they add something to extend it, and it's and that is it, and that's what they add to the end of a sentence. So they'll be like, we're gonna go down to the park, and that is it. And I'm like, why did you just add this random and that is it at the end of every fucking sentence?
The mouth's still moving.
Because you're trying to, and the scene doesn't change. You can't just move on to the next person's talk without the camera cutting to the next person.
Right.
You could just edit it, but no, they won't do that. Anyway,
to be honest, it sounds like all wins. And the only people that are really going to be upset about this, in my opinion, are the, let's be honest, white, wealthy, middle and upper class idiots that got all wound up about the game, you know?
Yeah.
And like the accents of the actors and all sorts of stuff. Like, oh, you can't do this, is cultural appropriation. Well, the Japanese freaking loved it.
Yeah, that's one reason why I would like it to come out, just because to fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, you're a cunt.
Yeah. If it's anything like the game, it'll be fantastic.
And the most important thing is that it to be done well. If it's done well,
Yes.
I don't care. I will still happily watch it if it's done well. But I do want to think about the success of it, and I want it to be successful, so we get more things like it. And I do worry that the Japanese thing is going to hinder its success.
I sort of feel like this is a game that wouldn't lend itself very well to actually being made into a movie if it's sticking close to the game. So like, Where Assassin's Creed, that movie was incredible. Like, it just followed it so well. So good. Michael Fassbender, incredible. Assassin's Creed movie, amazing. Just like the games.
It was better than the games.
I think that's fair.
It did the games... the games did the movie a disservice, really.
That's probably the best way to say it, I think. That was very, very well done.
Thank you.
The game, it's all about the duels, right? Really. There's an overarching story that you're playing into, but it gives you a reason to get into these incredible sword fights. Mm-hmm. And that's the draw for the game. Is the draw for the movie going to be the story? And it's a samurai movie, so we have to have duels. So how much are we going to focus on the duels? Because in a lot of these movies, they're over very anime style with the shink, and then one of them falls over. But in the game, you have these like long... Yeah, exactly. You go like that, and the apple slices in half, right?
The woman's bikini falls off. Oh, shit!
Right, exactly.
Amazing.
Exactly. And the guy's hair just... The thing is, in the movie... We have to have duels, right? We have to have sword fights because obviously it's a samurai movie. Yeah. How much are we going to focus on them? Is it going to do it a disservice? If the duels all look like that one fight from The Last Samurai. Have you seen The Last Samurai?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. You know the one where he gets attacked in the streets?
Yes.
And it goes all slow-mo. If the duels are like that, but sword fights, I'm all about it. I'll need to bring an IV into the cinema with me. I'll dehydrate on the spot. Go, buckets!
Oh, someone hook me up quick. Squeeze the bag.
I want it to be good. Everything so far, Ghost of Tsushima, everything has been incredible. So, I say we trust them in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all up to them. I'm down for it. If it means,
and you'd think as well that like the
Japanese
Japanese businessmen wouldn't be like, oh, this is very racist. Maybe we don't continue with this movie.
This is gonna be the funny thing because it's gonna come out to mainstream audiences, to idiots like the people who call everything racist.
Right. Well, I think like, that accent's racist, and not because I love the people I'm talking about.
It's gonna be an IP owned by a Japanese company.
Yep. Entirely Japanese cast.
Entirely Japanese cast, Japanese director.
Love letter to the history of Japan.
And like, this fucking racist. It's got Sony behind
but
the
name. But the director's
a
white man with a wife and kids or something, like so it's definitely...
He has a wife and kids. That's how it is. That's the defining factor of racism.
Hey, man,
you just can't guess the
Hitler had a wife and kids. That one guy from Germany.
It's true.
So...
Tell me I'm wrong. Okay. Next topic, getting through, and I've got a few things left here now. Something not too interesting. I guess it's good news, actually. Hogwarts Legacy cancelled. Gone.
Thank God for that.
Thank God they finally heard us.
Yeah.
Our constant cries to fucking delete this thing off of the face of the earth.
Yeah.
They just decided that it's not worth it.
Yeah, we're going to Wingardia Leviosa, swish and flick, and levitate it into the bin.
Exactly.
And delete.
Leviosa.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Exactly. No, unfortunately, it's not being cancelled.
Damn it!
So it's just been delayed. It's been delayed to February 10th, 2023.
Was it already delayed?
I think
again to January.
It was delayed to November. And then God of War decided it was coming out in November, and they were like, I just remembered I've got something to do on that day.
Everybody's taking holiday right around then, so we can't. So I will say, if it is because of God of War, that makes total sense.
Yeah. The
more cynical version of me is like, don't delay a game and not give yourself enough time. Delay a game too far and let it come out extra polished.
Yeah.
I'd rather have one year delay and actually the game only needed 8 months than like 3-month delays.
Yeah, we don't want a cyberpunk situation
right.
Constantly. But what's really funny about that is that so Starfield hasn't got a date yet, but it is going to be Q1.
But wait, it was ready for this year.
Well, that's the thing. It's Q1 2023. They're saying.
Yeah.
So that gives them up to March. I love how Hogwarts Legacy is so afraid of God of War, but not in any way at all afraid of Starfield.
Well, because they saw what Starfield looks like.
They're like,
if anybody wants this, they've either got No Man's Sky or Subnautica. Why would anyone play this friggin' thing?
Exactly. Fuck it. Anyway, so
I really want Starfield
happening.
to be good, but I really, honestly, from what we saw, I think it's going to suck.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a Halo Infinite.
it's going to be the people that
Fallout 76.
There's only going to be the people that are shilling for Xbox, that say they love it. The deep Bethesda fans who seem to like the dated style and just want that again and don't seem to care about advancements.
It's very true to Bethesda. Like, I mean, but
I don't understand. They don't seem to care that they're not advancing at all. I don't know what that is, but anyway, they'll do that. And everyone else should just be like, okay, this is not going to work out. Anyway, Hogwarts Legacy not cancelled, so yeah,
that's sad.
Sad to hear.
Cass will be happy.
There is two last things. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta dates have been released. September 15th will go live for PlayStation, September 15th to the 20th, and it will be there'll be a crossplay beta later on from like the 22nd to the 26th. Good news there if you want to try out the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer.
I would try it, but I don't want 200 gigs of space taken up on my PlayStation. Yeah?
I don't know how I feel, man. I mean, it's Modern Warfare, isn't it? And
yeah, I mean, basically,
when you say Modern Warfare 2, my brain nostalgia just turns on like that.
I think also they're bringing out Warzone 2 though with it, aren't they?
Yeah. So the beta isn't going to be for that, but it's just going to be for the multiplayer for MW2.
Look, mate, if the fucking ACR isn't a laser beam, if I can't snipe someone across the map with the spaz shotgun, if I can't run around with the double 1882s, I mean, there's so much about that game that I feel like if they actually balance it, they'll break the balancing of the game because everything is a death ray, right? Like Commander Lunge should take you halfway across the map. And martyrdom should be a nuke. Oh my god, it's ridiculous.
Swim off the map and fly across the map. Just Commando Lunge. What was the reasoning for that? Like, the description was like, just that you could
increases stab distance for melee.
When really it should have been teleports you across the map to stab someone.
You become freaking Night, what's his name? Nightcrawler. You become Nightcrawler with a machete, yeah.
The gameplays of that. I'm gonna go watch some gameplays of
Commander Lunge. Only use me blade stuff.
Just to see that shit again. Anyway, so let me get this out. So 16th to the 20th will be the beta on PlayStation, and then from the 22nd to the 26th will be crossplay, so Xbox can get involved in that. Yep. Weirdly, if you're pre-ordering the game digitally, you get the campaign a week earlier than when it actually launches. 8 days earlier, I should say.
That's frustrating for guys like me that used to get the game early.
Yeah, right?
I haven't done that for years now, but still, like, I like to be one of those, like, 10 guys playing online, and you're like, it's a good thing no one's checking the pre-release games, because otherwise they would totally ban me. Exactly. Luckily, they're not, like, server wiping your shit in the... Right.
But, I mean, I think I'm gonna get this, so we'll get to play the thing early. I'll get it digitally on them. So
I think we will get it because I mean we got to try it. It's MW2. One of the fun things about getting the games early is mostly you are only playing against journalists and keen beans like yourself.
Yes.
So your KD got a bit of a workout. It was nice.
Yeah.
Because games journalists
they don't know shit.
they're not good at gaming.
And then it obviously fully launches October 28th, and Warzone drops on November 16th. Now, I know the two paths don't exactly intersect, but from the 9th of November to about 2028, I will be busy with God of War, so I don't know how much Warzone I'll be getting in on there, but that's when that will launch, so everyone can play Warzone on the 16th of November. Yeah, that's just the information I wanted to pop out there. And then one final thing. There has been files dug out of the Spider-Man PC release to show that there might be a link between PlayStation and your PlayStation games that you play, indicating that maybe one day they'll come out with their own launcher. And also, there might be trophy support for PC games. How great is that, guys?
And we know... the PC guys are going to be happy to have another launcher.
Exactly. It's going to be another one of them things. They're like, no, they're going to start crying about hitting another button. Like, oh, this shortcut on my thing takes me to somewhere else instead of Steam again. Oh no. Yeah. Oh, and there was one other thing as well that's not very interesting. Embracer Group, that buys all of these like companies and developers and whatnot, apparently have bought the rights to Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Nothing very interesting there, so
right.
Not Lord of the Rings, who gives a fuck?
I mean, to be honest, it looks like they're going to make a bunch of shows. You know, I saw a tweet about they'll be making Gandalf shows and Eowyn shows and stuff, and we know that these things only improve the lore. So the Lord of the Rings guys are going to be super happy about this. It's more content. And as we know, that the TV show that they made recently, that's been super successful and super popular. It's so good.
Super great.
So good. Get fricked, you deserve it.
Anyway, let's kick it over to our boys over on patreon.com/Conbrosations, who get their comments read out first because they're legends over there. Gamsmaster writes in and he says, "Good day, bros. Hope you're having a good one. Last I'd heard about Hogwarts Legacy is that it's being released early 2023, so I don't know what this talk of cancellation is coming from." Sorry, it was just wishful thinking. Right. Sorry about that. My apologies. He goes, "And don't lie, Eddie. We all know you'll be platinuming it when it comes out." I mean, that would be the funny thing. If it's an easy platinum, I might buy it just to easy platinum it and just have
why not?
The hypocrisy of Eddie hates it, but he's got the fucking platinum.
Just move it up to the top of your list. It's like always there.
He goes, "I'm quietly excited for the Ghost of Tsushima movie, and making it with a Japanese cast and spoken in Japanese sounds like a great idea.
Agreed.
All of my PlayStation games, all of my PS games to move..."
Use your words.
Sounds like a great idea. Oh, sorry. Of all PlayStation games to make a movie, Ghost of Tsushima seems like the most sense, considering its movie-like style. I guess, yeah. I can see that. And he goes, "I've made a mistake, boys. I thought I'd give Destiny 2 a go." He wrote a go as in like 2 days ago, but it's not. It's a go, considering it's free to play. And it's been about 3 days and they've got me. They've fucking got me. The gameplay is so much fun and the loot system pleases my monkey brain in ways I can't explain. Annoyingly, I'm fully prepared to pay for all the current expansions because the game is so goddamn fun. Fuck you, Bungie. Don't fall into the trap. I almost fell into it as well. And one time I bought the Forspoken DLC and I got left behind because I was the only person. When you're by yourself, it's really bad. You need a friend. I'd like to be your friend. Shit. Don't pull me into this. I'm getting sucked into the black hole. Don't do it.
I tried to get out. They keep pulling me back in.
Oh. Because it's a PlayStation game, obviously it's the best game in the world.
Obviously, yeah.
Obviously,
I mean, Bungie owned by Sony now, so
exactly. So they made Halo.
Retroactively.
PlayStation made Halo. Did you know that?
It's true. Master Chief, back home where he belongs. I want to go back and edit a PlayStation like 1 or 2 thing with like all the iconic characters and put like a de-graphicked Master Chief in there and see just
That's where
Master Chief, of course.
It's on my PlayStation. Yeah. Go Google it. It's on Wikipedia.
Since PlayStation 2.
Exactly. Yeah, sorry I haven't been posting since voice message bros. Been a hectic couple of weeks, but I'm all caught up now with the podcast. Hope you're feeling better, Eddie. Sheps, go to bed, mate. Cheers, lad.
It's good advice.
I'm going to completely ignore it.
Yeah.
Not out of choice, but just because
Just fix your sleep. Oh, why did I ever think of that?
It's like, have you tried just being rich? Have you tried being rich?
Oh, you're too poor? Just get more money.
Exactly. Katz Bukol writes in with the next comment, and he goes, "Just a little story, technically about gaming, but technically not.
Okay.
I've got a new job as software sales assistant, selling games, things to do with games, and doing just PC stuff with orders for games. We already have the new Saints Row out and back, which is weird to see games so early. By the way, Saints Row coming out in 6 days. Anybody care?
I think that says it all.
The other day I saw the tweet. It's like, Saints Row coming out in 10 days. I was like, I just found out that this was coming out in 10 days.
Yeah, I don't care.
And everyone else was like, I didn't even know.
I really hope that's one of those ones where it sort of like passes us by and then it was a mistake and it suddenly blows up and it's amazing. Because, I mean, Saints Row, I have fond memories of Saints Row.
Yeah, it could be, but we don't know. Anyways, he says, while selling stuff to this girl... about my age, 1000% my type. I'm going to guess your type. Hold on a second.
Female, pulse.
Done. That's all it is. I'm imagining I'm imagining emo. That's what I'm imagining for Cass. Cass is
Just a goth mummy.
just wants someone to like. She wants.
She
pain,
starts a
but she doesn't
conversation with
react.
like, so I'm a Wiccan, and I've been practicing. I'm a practicing witch. I have been for 5 years. Let me do a tarot reading
Yeah,
and see if our wavelengths are compatible.
that's it.
Here, hold this amethyst or something. It'll suck all the evil spirits away from you, so we can get a true reading on your soul.
Evil aura off of you. 1000% his type. He
That will
goes,
suck the soul out of you, guaranteed. But she'll also probably stab you in your sleep. Yeah.
There's always that risk, and that's
Yeah,
where
when
the
she
fun
invites
is.
you over because she wants to suck your soul out, and you turn up and there's a pentagram on the floor.
Hold up, well, I thought you meant something else.
Yeah, I mean, maybe still worth it, but
Just keep your head on a swivel.
Innit?
It might be worth it. Play it out, but see how it goes. 1000% my type. She saw Spirited Away. Oh, well, that's terrible. Isn't
my
it?
man,
Unfortunately.
lock it down.
Says anime for those uncultured swine such as you, Eddie, and complimented it. So just wanted to say, Sheps's and my other fellow weebs, it works. For the rest, aka Eddie, fuck you. Hope you
Basically,
guys-
it turns out talking to girls is a great way to talk to girls.
Hope you guys are doing all right. Love as always. As what?
Pardon me?
Cass, motherfucker. And also he said, P.S. agree with Gam's Master. An actual Japanese Ghost of Tsushima film is exactly what we need. I know Sheps is hard already over this.
Oh, yeah.
And
Why do you
would-
think my laptop's at an angle?
And I love the both that Ghost of Tsushima and Japanese classic films. Just hope they cast Jin's actor from the game.
That would be cool.
Apparently he's super interested in it. He said it since the beginning. So hope that is something
That would be
considering.
cool. That'd
But
be
you
very
know
cool.
how these directors are. They always want to start from fresh and stuff.
Oh,
like
they want
that.
to put their own take on it. Like, go away.
Sometimes
Make your
just-
own movie then, you little fuck.
Make your own movie. Literally what they're doing.
Shut up, Jobs. Shut up.
Cryptic writes into the Discord server, and he says most anticipated game for the rest of the year isn't God of War Ragnarok. How you take
No,
that?
it's a question. What is your most anticipated
sorry.
game that isn't God of War Ragnarok? There are other games.
I didn't know there were. any
Last
other
of Us
games.
1 remake. Come on. Not even close.
Insert next PlayStation game.
Yeah.
I'm like Jim Ryan.
I cannot wait to play. I
That
cannot wait.
guy, the way he's like, it's like, what are you currently playing? Well, I'm currently playing
Current game.
Gran Turismo 7. No, you're not. Shut
No,
up, you're not.
You're not. I would have thought for you it would be Death Stranding, but on PC.
It's just
Yeah.
Death Stranding on PC.
Yeah,
On Game
even though
Pass when it gets
I'll
there.
get Death Stranding on Game Pass because I've never played it on Game Pass.
Exactly. No, what other game am I thinking of?
For me, it's not even close. It's The Last of Us.
Yeah. I feel like I am missing something.
There's definitely. Hold on, let me Google what else is coming out this year.
For some reason, I think there's something coming out in December that I'm forgetting.
Let's see. What are we? Ghostwire came out, didn't it?
Yep, that came out.
Tiny Tina, Evil Dead Seafood. These all
Pretty
came
sure there was
out.
something in December that's got
Oh, Plague Tale. Plague
No.
Tale Requiem.
Callisto Protocol.
Oh yes.
My man.
Oh shit.
Callisto Protocol come out December. That's what it is. And that's apparently going to get another showing at this August 23rd opening night live thing, and I'm going to fucking jizz everywhere because of whatever.
Didn't you hear it? I feel like I heard that just turn off.
I think it was this that I did. I moved that. Let me just. We're checking to see if Sheps is back screening, guys. No, it's still going.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it was my,
I thought I heard a very. Anyway, that's weird because I'm not looking forward to Callisto Protocol because I know I'm gonna hate it so hard because I don't like scary games, and they doubled down on the scary in it.
They doubled down on the scary. They doubled down on the gore.
Like
and
gore,
they
I
just
don't
went-
mind, but like, goddamn, come on.
The thing is that the gore, I'm okay with gore as well.
Yeah.
But I'm okay
this
with
is-
gore in the sense of like Saw, right?
Yeah, or like Predator or Alien.
Right.
Yeah. This is way too.
This
Personal.
is hostile gore.
Yeah,
This
I don't-
is.
yeah.
Oh, you're tied to a
Have you
chair.
seen House
I'm
of
gonna-
Wax?
I'm gonna cut your fucking Achilles tendons and tell you to walk.
There's
and then
one-
they show you the.
Yeah. There's one in House. There's a movie called House of Wax, I think, with Paris Hilton in it. And at one point, a guy comes up with this big pair of like sewing shears and snips a dude's Achilles. So not my thing. But it's going to be an incredible game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 3 big contenders. Callisto Protocol, A Plague Tale Requiem, which won't really compete with any of those two. I think it's going to be good, but it's not fair to put it head-to-head with that or The Last of Us. Last of Us, we've already played it, but it's going to be the game that we should have got, but technology was limited.
Yeah, it's going to be the definitive version.
Yeah.
It's definitive, the one that everyone should be playing.
What about Overwatch 2, man? You're not...
Oh, so excited for Overwatch 1.5.
Did Pokemon Legends come out already?
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are coming out this year.
What about
as
Pokemon
well.
Legends Arceus?
No, that came out already.
That did come
I
out,
think it was
yeah.
early this year. Although, do you know what? I bought the
This
game,
year's actually
started it, and
been-
didn't finish it.
It's interesting that you said, like, you don't think that this year's been kind of dead because, like, Horizon, Elden Ring, Scorn, if I cared about Xbox, that would have me interested. Turmeric, you're big.
Turmeric!
You're a big fan of that. That killed me when you did that. But Tunic looks interesting, actually, like in a chill, fun kind of way.
Yeah, it does look a good game. Yeah, there has been games. It's just, I mean, Horizon was a
There's a
fucking
couple of-
great game. Elden Ring,
A couple
a
of quirky
great
games
game.
that I'm interested in. Squirrel with a Gun.
Squirrel with a game of the year.
And there's one as well that I'm interested in. I don't know if it's coming out this year, but Bloody Hell Hotel. So I'll send you I'll send you
Yeah,
some
send me
footage
that
of it.
link.
The basic idea is you play it's sort of Hotel Transylvania. You play as basically Dracula, and you have to clean up your hotel to bring more humans in so that you can eat them.
Right, and you've got to try not to arouse suspicion.
Right.
Fucking
And, but you so you have magic, so you can like command the broom to sweep up for you and shit like that. It looks kind of quirky and fun. This could be a
Ooh.
really good fun.
It looks different to what I was imagining it
Yeah.
would look like. Okay.
This could be
First person.
a really fun stream game. So you're like half renovating your hotel and half like hunting humans and trying to convince them to stay at your place with a Hotel Transylvania vibe.
I think you're right. This could be a fucking great stream game.
Right? So this and Squirrel with a Gun are my two, like... do you see what I mean?
And then people come in and it's like, oh yeah, everything's normal here, guys. Everything's normal here. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Totally normal hotel.
Yeah,
Don't
you
worry
guys
about
just
the...
come in.
Don't worry about the freaking stuff. Don't worry about the blood on the floor. So that's one I'm looking forward to. But I don't know if it comes out this year. I'm actually not sure when it releases.
I wonder, does it say in the check out the announcement trailer? Oh, okay.
I believe that it's like I believe it's coming out this year, but I'm not exactly sure when it releases. I know people on Steam are like adding it to their wish lists, but I don't know when it actually...
I'm going to keep this on my radar. It looks like it's only going to come to PC. They don't mention anything about anything, but...
I think Squirrel with a Gun's also only on PC, but both of those look like games I would really enjoy.
This looks really good. Really good. Thanks for turning me on to that. I
Yeah.
really want to see that.
Also, that hypercharged...
Oh, yes.
we need to jam some of that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we're still in Discord.
Well,
Let's
I've
do it.
answered your question right there. Callisto Protocol,
Yeah,
definitely.
I
Very,
also
very
hope that
much.
a couple of those titles were things you hadn't heard of before. Like if you didn't... Like Callisto Protocol's one that I think would have slipped a lot of people's radar just because it isn't like a big action or PlayStation exclusive. Like, oh, it's Horizon Zero Dawn.
And also, it's like if you weren't a Dead Space fan, you probably wouldn't even recognize.
Yeah,
you
or
wouldn't
know
even look at it.
existed.
You'd just be like, oh, so
Yeah, it's a gory
thing.
horror game. Right,
Not
but
my thing. Go away.
exactly, but because of the pedigree.
Yeah.
Let's see. Diogo is talking about Disney Plus. 1 second.
Yeah, you can read that. Go.
Yeah. In regards to Disney Plus Marvel gaming event, I wouldn't get high hopes Spider-Man 2 or Wolverine, as I expect Sony to market that exclusively. Weirdly, we're on the opposite side of that.
Yeah.
Gotham Knights has been showing off more stuff with IGN first. I'm curious as to whether you've seen
I
it.
read that bit out.
Yeah, we did just see it and doesn't look very good. Personally, the world still looks and feels dead. Yeah, we totally agree. Combat is slightly improved, but still terrible. The backstory as to how Gotham was built is really cool and interesting. I haven't listened to any of it. So
Could be very cool. I didn't know about that one.
the whole character build stuff is boring to me, and enemies barely engage you in combat, so it's slow and dull to play. Hype is still at negative 5,000 out of 10, and it releases in 2 months.
Yeah, October, man. Fucking hell. It's just...
Tailgate says Disney 23 Showcase. I'm probably not going to watch it live. Just wait for the trailers of the games I'm interested in to drop on YouTube, because the event is definitely going to have extremely cringy skits.
So, this is an interesting thing, and this is something I want to point out because no one's ever said this to me. No one's ever said this to me. But my problem with Paris is purely to do with his presenting style and his personality.
He's full cringe and
full fraud. It's the same reason why I don't like Phil Spencer, because
totally ingenuous. Yeah.
Exactly. Nothing to do. I said no one's brought this up, so I'm just bringing it out there. Nothing to do with the color of the guy's skin. Totally bad.
Why would that have anything?
The only reason, exactly, no, and just in case because there's some dickhead out there who thinks
we were just gushing about all of Giftum being better with Black Gift Zone.
D23, the Marvel event showcase, is being hosted by a guy called Blessing Adeoye Jr. He's on that kind of funny that I used to watch a lot of. I don't watch a lot of now, and I think he is fucking fantastic. He is so like the happy energy he brings is great. Yeah. I don't know if he's quite got the hosting chops, but everyone needs to start somewhere and build their way up, right?
Yeah, it's a skill set.
Exactly. Maybe he gets awesome with this, and maybe this is his perfect area. But I think he's not very cringe. He's not a cringe guy.
Yeah. Good.
So this show might surprise you.
Cool.
The show might
Fingers
surprise
crossed
you.
It balances out then.
I think he's great. And maybe it turns out. But anyway, we'll be doing the live watch along. So if you want cringe, then you can watch me cringe. Yeah. I'll do some cringy dad jokes.
DualSense colors: squares purple, triangles green, X is blue, and he also called it X. Oh no, actually just wrote the X. And circle is red. Tailgate, you're officially welcome in the community. You weren't before because we weren't sure what color you thought circle was, but no.
Tailgate, fuck him.
Here's a non-gaming topic. If you guys had to time travel to medieval England, you could bring one piece of Bond technology with you that includes weapons and stuff. What would you do? I mean, obviously bring an AK, right? That's my boomstick.
I'm trying to think of something that's hilarious, something that would confuse people.
I'll tell you one thing I would do, and this would be very boring. How about some vaccines and antibiotics? You think I want frickin' polio? No, I don't want polio. Medieval England sucked. Anybody thinks, oh, I really wish I'd been born in like the 1700s so I could be a pirate. You're an idiot. Enjoy scurvy and having no teeth. Frickin' idiot. So stupid.
Do you know what I would bring?
PlayStation, but you got no power in it.
No. I'd bring... I don't have one of these, but I would get one.
I feel like you can time travel. You're allowed to bring whatever you want. Exactly, you can just put in the request.
You know they have those replica, fully working Iron Man suits.
Oh, yeah.
But they're made out of plastic.
Yes.
I'd bring that. And then they'd be like, oh my god, that looks so cool. What is it? It's like, it's my suit of armor. It's like, it's based on a character in a movie who's a superhero who can like fly around and
right,
like
now you have to
kill
explain
people
what
with
all
brooms.
of these things are.
I have to explain to them. But then once they get it, they're like, okay, so can you do that? But like, no. They're like, so
okay,
what's the
but
suit?
It protects you from like swords and stuff. Oh, no, absolutely not.
If you were to touch me, I'd break it. They'd be like,
yeah, actually, in fact, don't touch it. You'll ruin the suit.
Exactly. It's just like a
if you want to kill me, wait for me to get undressed. You know, of my cosplay.
It's a collector's piece. Yeah. It's like, so it doesn't do anything.
No.
But the visor goes up and down.
All right, look at the lights.
just to see them, like how amazed they would be, and then they turn around and instantly just go. No.
Best answer you've ever given to any other question ever.
Oh, just the look on their faces, and then obviously I'd go from the coolest person ever to the least coolest person in the world.
Literally time travel from the future. What's it like? Did Jesus come back? Has the second coming happened? Or did the world end? All this stuff. No. But let me tell you about TikTok dances. Here's a question for Sheps. Right now, Fortnite is having a crossover with Dragon Ball Super, and you can get Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, and Bulma as skins. In the Royale mode, you can now pick up the Kamehameha Blast and Nimbus Clouds, and the Kamehameha Blast are overpowered. Is that enough to get you to check out the game? I'll tell you this. Frick that game. I have actually watched a bunch of people playing it, and it looks cool, and I feel like getting a kill, getting the game-winning kill with a Kamehameha.
Isn't that the entire game, though?
Yeah. Would be the way to do it. Also, it's cool because it like changes like for you, and if someone uses it on you, like the whole sky darkens and shit. It's cool, but I'm just not into Fortnite. If everybody was playing it, if like all my mates were like, bro, we're jumping on, let's get all 4 of us on and do it. Maybe. I do have it downloaded, like in case Apex was ever going through big like renovations and stuff. So maybe, definitely, maybe a solid, possibly.
That ties into the next question from Jack over here. Camille Vasquez, my love and thunder. Have you guys been indulging in the fun that is the multiverses? I've been pleasantly surprised by it. What characters would everyone love to see implemented in the future? Must be WB owned properties. I'm privy to Ben 10 myself. I checked it out.
I haven't checked it out.
Purely for your comment. This morning I played it. Obviously I haven't got too far into it. I played a couple characters. I played Wonder Woman. I played Batman. Superman is still locked behind a certain amount of coins you need to earn. So I'm going to get there. Game's actually fucking good. The game is actually a really, really, really good Smash clone. Now, that is what it is. It is a Smash clone, and it has a few...
I'm okay with that.
It has a few extra things to it. There's like a team...
Look, wouldn't you rather play as Batman and Superman instead of that sword guy that tries to rescue the princess?
The Wii Fit woman. Fuck is that shit?
Half these guys are Japanese. You know Mario, turns out he's Japanese. He actually has Mario's his last name. First name, Itsumi. Itsumi, Mario. Anyway, I'm sorry, it's a terrible joke. And it's not even mine, I stole it!
I like that, that was funny.
This is...
it's actually really good.
Actually looks pretty decent.
And it works really well if you're playing it. There's like a team mode as well. And each one of the characters have ways to save your other teammates from falling off of the map and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And it's really awesome. I played it and I won like 2 matches straight away. I was like... And
that's how they get you though, innit?
That's the definition of whether or not a game is good, if I'm good at it.
Right. I feel that's how games get you, is your first few games, they'll give you, or like if you've taken a break off, they'll give you like really easy games. So like you win a couple, then you get put in the real games, you just get get wrecked. But this actually looks pretty decent. I don't like these brawl games really, but it looks good.
It does sometimes turn into a button mash situation, but if you get some combos down,
they got Iron Giant.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's sick.
It is strange that I'm worried about. I'm just worried about the bit where when I do eventually get Superman, and that is my only character, and then I'm coming up against a person like Velma or Shaggy,
right?
And it's like, okay, how does this work?
Also, what they'll do is they'll bring in, like, if Superman is overpowered, for example, they'll bring in hard counters, and you're never going to be able to not play Superman, are you? So you're going to be going up against teams full of people ready to counter Superman.
Yeah. Anyway, I am enjoying it actually. Strangely, I don't think I'm gonna be the kind of guy that plays it forever. Like, it's not gonna be my go-to game. By the way, I'm shifting around a lot because my back still is hurting, and this has been sitting for a while.
You should wear your weight belt here.
I should actually, so I can support my back. Thank you very much. I can't think of another character that I would like in there. Who was Max Steel?
Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern in it.
Wait, there we go.
Ben 10 could be cool.
Is Max Steel a WB product?
Ooh.
Max
By the way,
Steel back in the day was a
good
cartoon
shout.
And a half.
Good shout.
I used to love that show. Okay. Diogo writes in a whole bunch of Cartoon Network stuff. Courage of the Cowardly Dog, Powerpuff Girls,
Dexter's Lab, Hells Yeah,
Gumball, Gremlins. I think Gremlins is actually in it already.
That's cool.
I know it was in the splash screen.
Matrix. TMNT. I would. The thing is, you can only pick one. It's not like you have all 4 of them. They'll be the exact same, basically.
They're all doing completely different. This one's got a red bandana. They've got orange bandana.
Distinct. There's got a white bandana.
Did you see? I saw this funny TikTok. It fucking killed me.
Is this the Power Rangers thing?
Yes.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
I'm going to explain it to everyone.
Yeah.
So the Power Rangers, so you know when they're powering up, the Green Power Rangers.
Ha, yeah.
So the way he slightly changed, because they don't say it this way in the show, but it's like, Green Power Ranger, up. Pink Power Ranger, up. Black Power Ranger, up. And then it gets to the White Power Ranger. What? And then you see the Black Power Ranger guy like,
don't do it. Don't do it.
And then he chucks on his green suit. It's a green suit again. Green Power Ranger, and that kind of explains why they changed it to green. They were like, yeah, they didn't want white power. They wanted Sabby. They might be a bit tricky, right?
Yeah.
Even though that's not the reason, that's not how they say it. I cracked up seeing that.
Giuseppe's got a Hogwarts Legacy thing here. I'm not
Oh, right in.
No,
By the way,
Potter.
if you don't follow Giuseppe on Twitter, he started this whole thing now where he
campaign for freaking the Snyderverse.
So that's always going to be his campaign. It's
Yeah.
always going to be there. But now he started doing other stuff as well. So like, She-Hulk's come out, for example.
Yeah,
He's talking about that news that's come up in all kinds of movies, not just Snyderverse related. I say follow him. He's always tweeting about the cool stuff. Give him some support over there. I think he's really fucking great. And also he supports the show, so he's obviously amazing. Say what he was going to say. Go on.
I think he says he's not a Harry Potter fan, but he was looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy. It reminds me of the Bully game from Rockstar. We could use Bully 2. That would be good.
Yeah, but it's all
luckily-
about four-eyed freaks and nerds.
Yeah,
and
but you're
shit.
beating them up. Yeah.
I mean, if I could beat up everyone in Hogwarts,
Right? That's what I'm talking
fucking
about.
ginger, you loser.
Luckily, we have God of War Ragnarok this year. Otherwise, a pretty empty year for gaming. It's weird. Everybody thinks it's been empty, but I think this year's been surprisingly hot. It doesn't
we're
feel
spoiled.
it, but
I think we're spoiled as
Yeah.
gamers. That's what it is.
Disney Plus gaming show. Really looking forward to seeing it. Really looking forward to it. I want to see more of Wolverine. This game is probably going to blow our minds.
I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
But that could be our own undoing. We could be totally hyping it so much,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, yeah, you know, turns out Spider-Man was just a one-hit wonder, you know.
Right? Oh God, don't.
I mean, granted, they do other great games, but it doesn't reach the levels of Spider-Man.
BS Bro 2 Brendan Fraser Simp T says, big up Gotham Knights has gone gold. We're expecting God of War to go gold next month. I'd say September or early October. Oh no, are we expecting it to go gold? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Big up won't see Wolverine for another year get fricked. Also, they're Sony games. We won't see them on this event.
I understand your thought, but the amount of eyes at the Disney thing, they could be swayed to do it. And Jim Ryan is a businessman, and he doesn't know what to do. So
And then he finally says, finally got to play Multiverses. It wasn't worth all the trouble and stress. I don't like it's too microtransactiony for me, and the combat is kind of meh.
So this is the thing. The microtransaction part of it, you can get in-game currency to pay for everything.
Yeah.
But there are obviously microtransactions. This is and especially now because it's a beta, so it's free to play. I don't know if it's gonna be free to play when it fully comes out, but hey, I'm the kind of guy that doesn't put a penny into these kind of like brawler type games. So if you choose to, you can. That's the only difference I think there is from Smash. Smash, you pay for the game, you get all the characters.
Right.
New character comes, great, that's awesome.
Yeah.
This is the other way around. I don't know whichever. It's up to you, whichever way you prefer it. Oh, Jesus motherfucking Christ.
Frickin' Alpha Quilly.
Okay. Alpha Aquila writes in and he says, honestly, I'd echo the sentiments Diogo with Gotham Knights, but that doesn't mean I'm not looking forward to it, because it does look like it could be fun. I've always got to be the optimist. You've always got to be the optimist. I haven't seen the first 10 minutes of gameplay, but what I have seen what's been shown off, it looks like a chilled stream game, but it does make me think that we're past the peak of DC's video games. It does kind of feel like that.
Feels that way, doesn't it?
At least until Wonder Woman. Oh yeah, true. Wonder Woman's going to be happening as well. I wonder what.
Do we think it's going to be any good?
It's one of those unknowns, isn't it? Like we've seen. Oh, Wonder Woman's being made.
Right.
She's a great character. That's all we know.
Right.
Not even Suicide Squad, though. I always love how Rocksteady started the new renaissance of superhero games, even influencing Spider-Man quite clearly. Though that was unique enough too, and it's an improvement in a lot of places. I will say I love how beautiful the world of Gotham Knights is, but just needs more human presence to be a better atmosphere.
Yeah.
It'd be great when we finally get to PS6 when we can check out Marvel games, which always look like they're the best exclusive. What?
I don't know.
I don't understand the joke. Joke has gone way over my head on that one. So whoosh right there. Hogwarts Legacy delay. It's only important to me being released in the window of Alan Wake 2 and Suicide Squad closer together. Most anticipated game, Star Trek Resurgence and Gotham Knights.
Of course, yeah.
I finally overtook Eddie in the fancy critic. I'm at 0 points because all of my games haven't come out, and his games have all been negative up until now, but he's finally got some points. Thinking of checking out Fallout, he says.
Gaming.
Now and then, because I played those games, what do you reckon would be a starting point, he's asking. I am not a big Fallout guy, so you guys are going to have to ask
Just play New Vegas.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's by far the best of the lot, and everything else after it. Fallout 4 is solidly okay. I think maybe 3 was better, but it is very dated now.
I love how he's like, would it be enough to just play 3, 4, New Vegas, and 76?
First of all, don't ever play 76. What the hell's wrong with you?
Who recommended that to you? And also, I love how you named 4 massive games.
Yeah, how do you do this?
Is it okay if I just play 4 huge games?
How do you do this?
Crazy.
So yeah, honestly, if I was you, I would play New Vegas. It's by far the best, I think. Although I wonder how much of that is nostalgia stuff, but I do think it has the best story and all of that. So I would play that one, and maybe instead of playing the older games, just sink a couple of different playthroughs into it, like different specs, make different decisions, align with different factions, that sort of stuff. And then if you really are feeling Fallout, either 3 or 4. I wouldn't put any more time into the franchise than that. 76 is dog shit, and 4 has like a graphical update. It's not particularly good, but it's fun enough, I guess.
I wouldn't even bother with 4.
Yeah, honestly, just play New Vegas a few times would be I think that'll give you the best experience for the franchise, personally.
I haven't played New Vegas or 3, so I can't say anything. But that's all I hear about him, so I have to assume it's good, right? Jeff Shrooms writes in, he says, seen the Gotham Knights thing. The game looks like boondoggle somehow. Boondoggle?
Never heard of it, but
hopefully it turns out well. Harry Potter is proof that the majority of the world has bad taste. How is it so popular while being so aggressively mid is beyond me. Jeff Shrooms spitting them facts. Spitting them straight facts. Shout out to Man Bun Sheps, peak stuff. Keep up the good work and fantastic trim, lads. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you, Jeff Shrooms.
And
how are you still writing comments, Alpha?
I'm sorry, Alpha. I am dying over here, and you can't keep writing in essay after essay, and then keep tacking on after one thing after the other. You're
just banging on about how Arkham Knights went gold, and he's Alpha, bruv.
We're gonna have to. From now on, we're digging through comments, and it's quality only, okay? Quality only.
The big problem is, so this is the thing, if you are new or didn't know, is we don't read any of these things before, so you get genuine reactions. But sometimes that leads us into problems. Like half you start banging on about what characters you'd want in this minor game, you know? And like we're trying to read through, and then Alpha's got 3 essays in here, which I love you, and I do, for the record, they all get read.
Yeah.
But just, it's in the moment of, do we read them all out?
And at the end of a 3-hour show that we're bloody doing right here. Anyway, that's all we have for today, guys. Thank you all for writing in. Thank you all for tuning in for another episode. We love all of your support and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. See you guys on the 23rd, which is going to be Tuesday next week for the Disney showcase. So no, Disney Gamescom.
For God's sake! For some reason, I thought we were in September. You were talking about September.
This one's October. Sorry.
Yeah, it's 23rd of August for the showcase, and then 23rd of September for the EGX.
EGX.
That's why I got confused. I was like, wait, what? Sorry, keep going.
Oh my God, it's coming up Tuesday. I haven't even packed. I don't need to pack.
And the prom's tomorrow.
Oh my God, I haven't even asked anyone yet. Guys, catch you all in the next one. Thank you all for being so awesome. See you later, bros. Give me that.
Later, bros.
I'm not going to look at the explosion.
Protect your eyes. Don't look directly into it.
Don't look directly into the... Now I'm thinking of the giant penis that they made for the set of The Boys. And
yeah, people didn't believe that that's a real set. I said it. I was like, oh yeah, they made a real set. People were like, nah, they wouldn't do that for this minor scene. Yeah, they would, and that's why I love this show so much.
What makes it really funny is that obviously it's there, and there's the blue screen, and there's people that are brushing up lines of cocaine because there was lines of cocaine on the table, and they dead face, they're just doing their job, and I'm
around
like,
a massive, literally a massive dick hole.
a massive dick hole and lines of cocaine. How can you keep a straight face? Like, I'd be just like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing here?
I bet my fucking guidance counselor never thought I'd be here. I should email him. I'm going to show him.
I'll show him.
Look at me, you were wrong. I didn't end up in sex work doing drugs.
Oh, wait.
Damn it. Damn it.